You're watching FanDuel Sports Network, the home of the Blues and Cardinals.
After their first setback of 2025, the Cardinals try and get back in the win column in another battle with the Halos this evening at Busch. Can the Cards pick up victory number 4 on the young season on another cool night in downtown St. Louis? Find out soon. It's the Cardinals and the Angels, and we're getting you ready on Toyota Cardinals Live. Hello, everyone, and welcome inside our FanDuel Sports Network studios. A hard-fought battle in Game 1 went the way of the Angels. Took them to extra innings. Cardinals not doing as well as they had in their first series with runners in scoring position. They will look to remedy that in this one. And it's going to be an interesting game as it's cool there tonight. They face Kyle Hendricks, who has been basically Cy Young against this Cardinals franchise throughout his tenure. So we're also going to talk about the newest Cardinal to take the turn in the rotation, because that is somebody who has not had his turn yet. So we head over to Busch right now and welcome in former Cardinals pitcher Ricky Horton. Tough loss, but you wipe this one clean and you keep it going, Rick.
Yeah, still a lot of good things. The starting pitching still good. The bullpen for the most part good. A couple of walks hurt the Cardinals yesterday, and just a couple of miscues. But honestly, you know, you wouldn't say it was a terrible loss. It just they scored less points than the other team. But you know, the Angels have actually been pitching very well in the early going, just like the Cardinals have. They just haven't hit, but they didn't need hits to score runs yesterday, so it was just a little bit of a different game from the Cardinals' point of view.
Yeah, their bullpen has looked really strong, but so has the Cardinals. We'll talk a little bit more about the Cardinals relievers when we continue our show, but right now, time for us to head down onto the sidelines and welcome in Jimmy the Cat Hayes, talking more about Matthew Liberatore, and so far, no starter has given up more than 2 earned runs. Jimmy, that's something that Matthew Liberatore looks to continue here today. Good to see you.
Hey, Alexa, Matthew Liberatore seemed to come into his own last year, not so much as a starting pitcher, but as a key member of the Cardinals bullpen. But after a really impressive spring training, Libby earned a spot in the Cardinals starting rotation. And Libby was lights out in the spring. 6 appearances, 1 start, 1.62 ERA. Batters hit just 158 against him. Libby has started for the Cardinals before plenty of times, 24 in fact. But he feels like this is a fresh start for him, and he says the excitement level is pretty high.
Honestly, I'd compare it to like making my debut all over again. I wouldn't say as much nerves. I definitely feel more confident going into this than I did my debut. But you know, I've spent a lot of time this offseason working and trying to prepare for hopefully this moment, and now it's here, so I couldn't be more excited.
You look at the mentality he had in the bullpen, he would just go after guys. He was aggressive. He knew it was one time through. He just had to give everything he had. He's taking that mentality into the starting role. His preparation is really good. His routine in between starts is exceptional. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he's capable of doing as a starter.
Kyle Hendricks goes for the Angels tonight. If there's one thing he specialized in over his 11-year career, it's tormenting the Cardinals. He did it for a long time with the Cubs. He's 14-4 against the Cards with a 2.51 ERA. Now, Wilson Contreras isn't in the lineup tonight, but he's caught Hendricks more than anyone in baseball. In fact, caught him 106 games.
I think he doesn't miss a spot very often. When you have a guy that throws 86, 88, but can hit down and away, down and in, up and away, and up and in, it's going to be hard to hit. I mean, it doesn't matter if you throw 81. If you execute any pitch, behind that you have the changeup, which is really good, which is he can make a fade, he can make a cut, he can make it go straight down. I mean, he knows what he's doing, and when you have a guy like that, you have to like be stubborn, stick to your plan, and see him up, and wait for a mistake.
Mason Winn had quite the rookie season last year in the field and at the plate. This year he's off to a cold start with the bat. 0 for 14 to start the season with 7 Ks. Mason is confident he'll get it going, and he says slow starts are nothing new to him.
Last year was actually the first year I actually started off pretty hot. I mean, you know, before that, you know, at every single level I've struggled. So it's not something I want to get used to, but, you know, something I have been through before, and, you know, I always seem to figure my way out. So, you know, I'm sure this will be no different. I actually feel pretty decent at the plate. Like I said, just got to cut these strikeouts down. You know, I think it's going to be good.
Ollie Marmol says the most impressive thing about Mason Winn is he's not letting the slow start impact his attitude. Alexa, according to Ollie, whether he's hitting, whether he's not hitting, Mason Winn, the same guy, always upbeat. That's good to see.
Yeah, great to see. He is one of those energy guys for sure there in the locker room. All right, Jim, thanks so much. Appreciate it. Rick, as we welcome you back in here. Yeah, Mason Winn struggling a bit here, but we did see some positives. So we saw a ball leave his bat at 107.9 miles per hour, one of the hardest hits that he's had in a while. And the fact that he's looking at old video and kind of comparing his swing, he found something that he wanted to adjust, you know, a little bit of a pelvis tilt there. And that's, you know, a good sign, too, where you can identify something. Now it's just putting into practice.
Yeah, and then you want to get the feel of it, and then you want to repeat it. That's kind of what the getting out of a bad kind of a funk will feel like, because you have some success, you continue the success, the confidence goes through the roof. But again, he is a confident guy, and it has not disrupted that for Mason Winn. And he's the difference between him and Wilson Contreras is you can't replace the defense of Mason Winn at shortstop. That's why he's in the lineup.
Yep, you better believe it. And I like that Ollie is sticking with him. It shows confidence from the manager as well. He is there in the 9 hole. As you take a look at the Cardinals lineup with Nootbaar leading off. Then you got Alec Burleson playing first base. Donovan there at second. Nolan Arenado at third. Nolan Gorman will DH. You got Jordan Walker in right field. As Jim mentioned, Pedro Baez behind the plate. Victor Scott out in center field. And Winn there at short with that cannon of an arm, which is so fun. Let's talk more about Noot leading off, because, man, this guy not only sees a lot of pitches, he doesn't chase, he walks, and also, how about hitting home runs? The fact that he is able to come through in so many different ways leading off at the top of the lineup, it really bodes well for this team going forward, Rick.
Yeah, he's been slugging with 2 strikes, too, which is a little unusual. When you get to 2 strikes, a lot of guys will be a little more tentative, but he's so confident that he understands the strike zone and he won't chase, that he can still let it fly. He has the highest exit velocity of any player in baseball through the first few games.
Yeah, reached base safely 12 times over the first 4 games of the season, most by a Cardinal. Since a guy little known as Mark McGwire reached 12 times in the first 4 games of his historic season back in 1998. Pretty amazing accomplishment. And Noot just being able to not only get on base, but see a lot of pitches for the next guy in the lineup, because everyone in that dugout is watching what your starter is doing, or reliever, whoever's coming into the game. That's significant as well.
Always felt that leadoff hitters are critically important, and you can go back to Lou Brock, you can talk about Ricky Henderson, talk about Vince Coleman in my era. I mean, when you get the excitement, the energy, the production out of the leadoff spot, it tends to follow after that. Very rarely do you have a hot leadoff hitter and no offense. I mean, it just doesn't seem to happen. So Nootbaar doing it out of that spot, even more important.
Yeah, there's our Lindell player to bank on, where he is on the same list as Mark McGwire, who most recently did it. Pretty impressive. Cardinals just really coming through in a big way, and Lars Nootbaar leading it off there at the top of the lineup. All right, Cardinals here to have another strong bullpen in 2025. Up next here on Toyota Cardinals Live, a look at who's penning it down. Stay with us on your home for Cardinals baseball, FanDuel Sports Network.
Yordan Alvarez is just becoming this consistent hitting machine.
The big man who wears 44 is 4 for 4.
Face of the franchise, everything that is Houston now.
He's top 5 in every category for the Houston Astros historically.
Always just assume they're going to play in the ALCS.
There's no effort. Boom.
And you can kiss that goodbye. That's a game winner.
Late inning heroics once again. He's a legend.
Unbelievable.
There's certain players in every lineup that make the lineup go. Speed, power, he is a difference maker.
Ketel Marte, he's done it one more time.
The best second baseman in the game, that's Ketel Marte.
There goes Corbin, just incredible speed.
He wants to bury people, he just doesn't want to beat you. He wants to drive you into the ground.
Goodbye, Sticks alive.
They're tearing the cover off the ball.
We play to win. We've played that way all year. I guess this is just another example of that. We know what's in that locker room. We know the heart we have.
Forward with confidence.
That starting rotation, it doesn't get better than that.
Dominating night from Logan Gilbert.
Trying to be out there and take the ball as much as I can.
Swing and a miss against Luis Castillo.
It's wipeout stuff. He's a legit ace.
Talk about depth the Mariners really have.
What a masterpiece from George Kirby.
Just trying to go out there and give my team the best chance to win.
Julio Rodriguez is an absolute superstar out there in center field.
Go by zone Julio.
Once I go, I just want to have everything ready.
The guy's dangerous.
Julio!
It all starts here, where baseball's next masterpiece comes to life.
Another historic chapter. This is what you've been waiting for. Aaron Judge, Gunnar Henderson, Bobby Witt Jr., Shohei Ohtani.
It's time to unleash the colors of the 2025 season on baseball's center stage. Opening week on MLB Network, presented by Konami.
Cardinals Live on FanDuel Sports Network is brought to you by your St. Louis area Toyota dealers.
Helsley comes set, the 2-2. Hey, got him. Cardinals win it 2-1.
We got a lot of guys coming back, and a few guys that are going to need to step up into bigger roles, you know, and which is good. At some point, you're going to have to do that. So I'm excited for those guys.
Struck him out. King with spotless relief work.
Opportunity for a bunch of young guys to step up in leadership roles and roles on the field and everything, and I think everyone's capable.
How about Roycroft? He comes in and makes short work of the Reds hitters.
In this game, to a point to where we get now, it's less and less physical, and it's more so mental. It's how to outwit the other guy that's in the box.
I think confidence is probably one of the biggest things you can have in baseball because it's such a mental game.
A swing and a miss. Fernandez with a couple of strikeouts.
And you kind of have to be less of a thrower and more of a pitcher. And I'm just kind of learning that. I feel like being able to overcome that adversity was the biggest, silver lining. It was just, keep on pushing and trying to get better each day. And that's kind of the mindset you have to have, is just 1% better each day and just get after it and do the best that you can and control what you can control.
We showed up with a lot of energy this year, and I'm excited to see those younger guys and maybe some bullpen arms, kind of take big steps this year.
A look at tonight's Steeple by the numbers. A wonderful start to the year for the bullpen. We saw them have a great year last year. Carrying that over into 2025 is really important. Pretty much the same set of guys, but they do have one new addition. Phil Maton, he chatted with Jim Hayes this afternoon. Let's take a listen.
Phil Maton off to a good start with the Cardinals. Actually, a very good start. 3 games, no runs allowed, and last night struck out the side. So how have you been enjoying your time as a Cardinal?
It's been good, just kind of getting settled in, still getting to know the guys. Kind of enjoying that shortened spring training, so I got to hang out at home a little bit longer than I get to. So, no, it's been good. I think we're playing good baseball right now. I just think we need to continue to build momentum and just kind of continue to play our brand of baseball.
You grew up in Chatham, about 90 miles away from St. Louis. You grew up a Cardinals fan. So who are the guys you rooted for, and what was it like being a Cardinal back in the day, a Cardinal fan?
Oh, it was easy being a Cardinal fan. We had some really good names growing up. Obviously McGuire, Pujols, J.D. Drew, Edmonds, Scott Rowland was a big favorite for everybody. It was a really cool time to be a Cardinal fan. Got to see a lot of those guys play.
How many times were you at Busch Stadium?
Oh, quite a few times. Did the old Busch Stadium when I was younger, and quite a few games out here. So it was a really cool experience.
Do you have one moment that you remember seeing in person, or is it just a collection of different games?
A collection. I was telling somebody about this the other day. Not the best Cardinal memory, but I got to see the Red Sox curse get broken here. I can't remember the year, but it was still a really cool experience getting to see that in person.
So you come from a baseball family. You have 2 younger brothers who also play pro ball, Nick and Jacob. And you actually faced Nick, who was a position player. And tell me about that matchup.
It was a really cool experience. everybody was top step in the dugouts. It was a really cool at bat, grinded it out, and ended up getting a blue pit off of me to end the year in 22. So it was a really cool moment to have that happen and to get to face him. And hopefully we'll have an opportunity to face him again this year at some point.
So, I mean, do you have to hear about it every holiday, every family gathering? Do you have to hear about it?
No, he's actually been pretty easy on me for the most part, believe it or not. He's a piece of work sometimes, so I'm actually surprised he hasn't given me more crap about it.
This team is off to a very, very good start. Just your sense of what this ball club can be.
I just think we need to continue to kind of do what we've done in the first 4 games, and that's, limit damage from a pitching side. And, even yesterday, I thought our offense did a great job. It was just one of those situations where we got 10 hits, but, whenever that hit we needed to break things through, just didn't happen. But, those first 3 games against the Twins, we had a lot of guys really step up and get those big hits when we needed them. So I think if we just kind of continue to do that, we're going to put ourselves in a good position later in the year to play competitive baseball in October.
Pitchers hate giving scouting reports, but you're new to the ball club, so tell us a little bit about your stuff and what you throw. I mean, in the minors, they called you spin rate. At least your teammates gave it.
Yeah, no. Whenever you're a rookie, you don't get to pick your nickname. That's how it was for me in San Diego, so that was just what they gave me. But, no, I spin the ball fairly well. I throw a cutter that, it's a 4-seam that cuts, sinker, sweeper, now that they call it a sweeper instead of a slider, and then a slow curveball.
And you're off to a great start. Keep it going, and thanks for the chat.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me. Thank you.
Guys, thank you.
All right, newest addition this offseason, Phil Maton. He factored into the Cardinals' couple of wins over the Twins. And then how about that striking out the side yesterday, including Mike Trout? So far, so good, Rick.
Yeah, something tells me that's not the last time that Phil Maton is going to talk to the cat in our show. I mean, I know it's going to happen a lot. He's going to be an important part of the bullpen, and he was phenomenal striking out the side. He's got a nice mix, and, it was a really good move late in spring, really, to pick up that extra arm. I think he's going to fit in quite nicely.
Yeah, and he's got some experience, too, especially in the postseason, so good to bring that to the pen. All right, fans, get set to play FanDuel Fantasy's free daily pick'em. Just answer one question a day for your shot at a share of $5,000. And if you're right, you win. It's free, it's daily, and it's your chance to cash in. Scan the QR code and play now on FanDuel Fantasy. Matthew Liberatore, the last Cardinal set to make his season debut in 2025, is back in the rotation. We'll talk that, plus the Cardinals' daunting task of facing Kyle Hendricks. Stick around. It's Toyota Cardinals Live on FanDuel Sports Network.
Talent-wise, with the Correas and the Royce Lewises and the Buxtons firing at the height of their power, they're probably the most talented team.
Royce Lewis puts his team on top.
Postseason monster, we all know that.
Grand slam, Carlos Correa.
With Byron Buxton, it's the tools, the speed, the power.
He knows one speed, and that's to go get it.
I think that we're a great team. I think we know we're a great team.
The Twins have the most talent in that division.
There's certain players in every lineup that make the lineup go. Speed, power, he is a difference maker.
Ketel Marte, he's done it one more time.
The best second baseman in the game, that's Ketel Marte.
There goes Corbin.
Just incredible speed.
He wants to bury people. He just doesn't want to beat you. He wants to drive you into the ground.
Snakes alive.
They're tearing the cover off the ball.
We play to win. We've played that way all year. I guess this is just another example of that. We know what's in that locker room. We know the heart we have.
Don Alvarez is just becoming this consistent hitting machine.
The big man who wears 44 is 4 for 4.
Face of the franchise, everything that is Houston now.
He's top 5 in every category for the Houston Astros historically.
Always just assume they're going to play in the ALCS.
There's no effort. Boom.
And you can kiss that goodbye. That's a game winner.
Late inning heroics once again. He's a legend. Unbelievable.
That starting rotation.
Cardinals Live on FanDuel Sports Network is brought to you by the St. Louis area Toyota dealers. First pitch, just past the bottom of the hour between the Birds and the Halos. Lars Nootbaar making a fan's day there, signing autographs for all of the kids. He always does this when he goes out there, and man, the kids just absolutely freak out, as they should. It's a very cool moment for him. Hey, Card starters have been excellent. We talked about how the defense and the offense has been, really impressive so far for this team, but it's really been the starting rotation as well. You saw Gray with his 6 strikeouts, first 4 versus the fastball. Eric Betty had really good pace and control of everything when we saw him in there. Andre Palante, high velo. He used his defense just as you would expect. And then Miles Michaelis was extremely efficient, Rick.
Yeah, first time in the history of the Cardinals organization, and it's a long, long history, that the first 4 starters of a year gave up 4 hits or less. Each of them did. So now it's Matthew Liberatore's turn.
And so what would constitute a strong outing for Matthew Liberatore if you were to ask pitching coach Dusty Blake?
I think 6 innings. I don't think there's any problem with him going 6 innings. I think he was really stretched out this spring. He's got a really repeatable delivery right now. He's throwing straight to the plate. He's really on top of his game. 6 innings, give up a run, I'd be happy. Give up 2 runs, I'd be a little less happy, but still happy.
Bernard's big money moment is the fact that when you take a look at his numbers as a reliever, he has just been absolutely crisp, and he hopes to carry those numbers over into the starting rotation because that's what he has been, assigned to do, Rick.
Yeah, his confidence is sky high. We saw that in the sound with him moments ago, and that's real. I mean, he has definitely got a different kind of demeanor, but he's got better command and better action on his pitches. That slider right there is nasty. Short break, right to a corner, and that's the kind you can't hit. Then he opens it up a little bit more and can get the swing of the miss. So honestly, he's got 2 different kinds of breaking balls. The fastball is certainly there, and the command has been there. He was throwing strikes, didn't have to give up very many hits at all in spring training.
So from Matthew Liberatore to Kyle Hendricks, they have seen a lot of him, and he has really dominated St. Louis. It really has been kind of his MO. 14-4 with a 2.51 ERA against St. Louis in, the 20-plus starts in his career.
Yeah, we see him warming up. I kind of hoped that he was going to oversleep, but apparently he didn't. He actually did show up. Last year, he had a horrible year last year, but he had 11 scoreless innings against the Cardinals. He just is really tricky. He hides the ball well. He hides the movement well. Is it going to go in or is it going to go away? He keeps you off the barrel is what he does.
Yeah, and I think overall, when you take a look at the lowest ERA versus the Cardinals in the last 100 seasons, it kind of puts into perspective exactly what we're talking about, because we're looking at names that haven't been in baseball in decades, and there's Kyle Hendricks.
Yeah, if there's any pitcher you'd want to try the torpedo bat against, it would be Kyle Hendricks, because he's going to stay away from the barrel. Basically, you need a bigger barrel.
So how do you beat Kyle Hendricks is really the big question,
Well,
right?
I don't think you can't be afraid to take the ball the other way. And you think about Hendricks pitching against a Cardinal team, if their philosophy is just home run, home run, home run. But now that's not their philosophy. Yeah, home runs are thrown, as we know, so wait till he makes a mistake, jump on that. But you got to not be afraid to take the run, take the hit the other way, and use all the field.
It's interesting, this new hitting philosophy that they have with their new hitting coach, Brant Brown, and how that will translate, because it's worked so far this season, especially in that series against the Twins.
This will be a big challenge tonight, won't it, against a guy like Hendricks?
Yep, absolutely. All right, Rick, thanks so much for hanging with us. Fans, thanks so much for watching this edition of Toyota Cardinals Live. First pitch is just around the corner. Chip Carey and Brad Thompson are on the call of the Cardinals and the Angels. We're going to see you throughout the day. For Rick, I'm Alexa. Enjoy the game right here on FanDuel Sports Network.
The alpha dog among big league closers right here. Top of the food chain, Manuel Clase.
Jose Ramirez, one of the most unsung great players in the game of baseball.
Goodbye. That's why he needs his gamer. Swing!
Cutter at 100 miles per hour coming at you.
Home run, Jose Ramirez.
Best power, speed, and run production is Jose Ramirez, and Jose Ramirez. He's a complete player.
Bogey! Swing and a miss. Book it.
You get into the ninth inning, done deal.
The alpha dog among big league closers right here. Top of the food chain, Manuel Clase.
Jose Ramirez, one of the most unsung great players in the game of baseball.
Goodbye. That's why he needs his gamer. Swing and a miss.
Cutter at 100 miles per hour coming at you.
Home run, Jose Ramirez.
Best power, speed, and run production is Jose Ramirez, and Jose Ramirez. He's a complete player.
Bogey! Swing and a miss. Book it. You get into the ninth inning, done deal.
There's certain players in every lineup that make the lineup go. Speed, power, he is a difference maker.
Ketel Marte! He's done it one more time!
The best second baseman in the game, that's Ketel Marte.
There goes Corbin.
You're watching FanDuel Sports Network, the home of the Blues and Cardinals.
Cardinals baseball on FanDuel Sports Networks, presented by Rally House. Your city, your house. Rally House. It is cold at our house tonight in St. Louis. It's game 2 of our 3-game series. The Cardinals and the Los Angeles Angels here at beautiful Busch Stadium. Hi again, friends. Chip and Brad. Jim Hayes coming along in just a moment. Sadly, partner, we're not going undefeated this year. An entertaining ball game. Cardinals now 3-1. So are the Angels. And why is St. Louis 3-1? Well, the offense has had a big hand in that.
Well, you said it is a colder night at Busch Stadium, but the offense has been hot early on in the season. It really has been top to bottom. 5.8 runs per game. 41 hits in the first 4 games. This offensive approach, they can do damage when the time calls for it. Situational hitting has been great as well. Really like what we've seen out of this offense.
So the offense will be put to the test tonight. We hate to bring this man's name up because Kyle Hendricks has long tormented the Cardinals.
Thought we weren't going to talk about him anymore, honestly, but you look at what he did. 11 seasons with the Cubs, his first with the Halos, had a really good spring. It was an awful 2024 for him. 5.92 ERA with the Cubs, the worst season of Kyle Hendricks' career, but none of that matters when he has faced the Cardinals.
Redbird repellent indeed. A 14-4 record, a 2.51 lifetime ERA against St. Louis. Enough is enough of that tonight because the Halos have to face our guy, Matthew Liberatore. He's going to stick as a starter. We'll explain why as we get you set for Game 2 here in St. Louis tonight.
SiriusXM's The Leadoff Spot is now on MLB Network. Join Steve Phillips and former MLB players Xavier Scruggs and Eduardo Perez for a recap of the night's action, preview of the day ahead, plus in-depth baseball interviews all season long on MLB Network.
The face of the game of baseball is running through this guy right here.
That dude has electricity coming out of his pores.
You're changing the sport, man. I just go out there every day and give them 100%.
Every day he does something that draws your attention.
Green is cooking with gas.
It feels like he's finally put it all together. I think Hunter Green's about to become a super ace of a playoff team. That's what the Cincinnati Reds are going to be in 2025.
Cardinals baseball on FanDuel Sports Network is brought to you by Budweiser. This Bud's for you. By Central Bank, the hometown bank of the Cardinals. Visit cardinalschecking.com. And by Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in the St. Louis area. Find yours at your Mid-America Chevy dealer. Cardinals try to even the series at a game apiece with the Angels tonight. And Matthew Liberatore is getting a start and a chance to stick as a starter starting tonight.
Yeah, he is your Hyundai in the driver's seat. What he did in spring training, 6 games, a 1.62 ERA. We know he threw 54 games out of the bullpen, and he was outstanding for the Redbirds a year ago. But he was a starter coming up. They want to give him some runway. I'm looking forward to this one for him.
Partner, first time through the rotation, you have to be impressed with what this group has done.
Giving you a chance to win each and every day. We know how strong this bullpen is. Let's hope that Matthew Liberatore can do more of the same.
Bullpen's not been too shabby either, including the newest Cardinal, Phil Maton. He's been outstanding and was again last night. Alexa Dat will tell us about the new Redbirds reliever as we continue on a blustery night at Busch Stadium this evening.
This is a guy who has MVP-type potential.
Luis Robert is one of the most talented players in the league.
Great nickname, La Pantera.
Can do it anywhere on the field.
He has the potential to be a 30-30 guy that can knock in 95 to 100 runs.
As a fan of the game, there's nobody I enjoy watching in center field than Mr. Luis Robert.
We got our hands up in the air, 'cause it's a party. We having fun here, 'cause it's a party. Oh my, this guy is next level. Oh my goodness.
Lots of great baseball coming, and good guess, by the way.
Play baseball like I'm still a young kid, like a little teenager.
Good luck trying to hit that, man. It's unhittable.
What a moment. This is the show that never ends.
Baseball coming your way in just a bit on FanDuel Sports Network as Nolan Gorman and the Cardinals take on the Angels in Game 2 of this series. Gorman there in the starting lineup. Excited to see him DH. He is in the 5-hole today. So take a look at the three facets of the Cardinals that have been working so well. So we've talked about the defense and the offense. Pitching has been great too. You just heard Brad and Chip talk about the fact that the starters have been excellent. Well, so has the pen. And the only new member of the Cardinals 26-man roster this season is this man right here, Phil Maton, and he has been so good, retiring 9 of the 10 batters he's faced with 5 strikeouts. Such an excellent addition. One of those strikeouts, by the way, was Mike Trout as he struck out the side in the 8th of that loss yesterday, but he has still been an absolute excellent addition to this pen. Lots of laps as they are getting ready for first pitch. We are getting you ready with more. A big announcement for a former Cardinal hanging up his cleats. We'll discuss that next.
A star is born, talking about Jackson Churio.
Churio flips the scoreboard with a 4-pointer. He's coming into his own right before our eyes.
That truly believe in the presence and the person that Jackson Churio is.
You have to love the versatility he brings. He can play left field, he can play right field.
Youngest player in MLB history to record 20-plus homers, 20-plus stolen bases.
This is the first Brewer that had 2 home runs in a postseason game.
Jackson Churio!
Let's talk Orioles, a powerhouse and getting better.
They have a lot of young players, and you know they're going to take another step.
High, deep, way out of here. That ball was barbecue.
Leave it up to the kid to do something special.
These guys are superstar players.
Talk about smacking the opponent in the mouth from pitch 1.
That's the day in, day out, and finding a way to win.
They've done an incredible job of bringing up this homegrown talent.
Take a bow, young man. The good vibes are back in Baltimore.
We got some news after 13 big league seasons, including 7 with St. Louis. Lance Lynn is retiring. The 2-time All-Star and 2011 World Series champ finished his career with the Birds on the bat last season and is one of just 6 Cardinals to reach the 1,000 strikeout milestone. Baseball come up in just a bit. From the past to the present, Pages and Liberatore getting set to take this one. Chip and Brad back with first pitch next.
It's great to be back at Busch Stadium for the Angels and the Cardinals. Chip Brad, Jim Hayes with you. It's another chilly night in St. Louis. Official temperature 58, but Brad, with a 16-mile-an-hour wind, it feels a whole lot chillier than the upper 50s.
Yeah, it definitely does. And that wind is going to be something to keep an eye on. It tends to swirl here at Busch Stadium, but excited for this. The 2025 debut of the 25-year-old Matthew Liberatore. Such a weapon. A year ago, specifically out of the pen. 60 games total, but 54 of them out of the bullpen, but they giving him the opportunity this spring. He came in, lengthened out as a starter, won a job with a dominant spring. We'll take a look at the pitch arsenal for Matthew Liberatore. The four-seam, the slider, sinker, cutter, curve, and changeup. He can use all of these pitches, and he can use them in any count.
So Libby trying to help the Cardinals get to 4-1. Ron Washington's Angels also start play tonight 3-1. 3 consecutive one-run victories for the Halos, including last night a 5-4 final in Game 1. Couple of changes to their lineup, most notably Travis d'Arnaud gets the start behind the plate. Longtime veteran Tim Anderson gets the start at shortstop. As we said, this is a very young Angels team, Brad, but they've also sprinkled in some veterans with a lot of experience and success to try to help them create a new culture.
Well, certainly their starter on the mound is one of those veterans tonight in Kyle Hendricks, but Jorge Soler, Yohan Moncada right there in the middle. Offense has been tough to come by. So as you mentioned, 3 one-run victories. 2 for 19 are the Angels with runners in scoring position, but they've been able to manufacture, certainly the case last night.
Yeah, they scored 3 runs thanks to 3 walks, and in extra innings they scored 2 runs without a hit. So that was an oddity for Oliver Marmol's club, who looks to rebound and even up the series and a game apiece tonight. Libby into his windup, and his first pitch is right there for a strike. Ollie was talking to us before the game and raving about the mental changes that Matthew has made as a starting pitcher. He told me, Brad, he's learned a lot about being in the bullpen. Now he hopes to carry that over as a starter.
Yeah, part of that is just the pitch-to-pitch focus, right? Not worried about facing a guy later in the game. It's about right here, right now, making this one pitch. And that's the mentality you have to have out of the bullpen. It's something that Steven Matz talked about a couple of years ago when he transitioned into the bullpen for part of the season. That focus really helped him kind of shift the way that he thinks about things.
2 strikes for Taylor Ward, and fouled away to stay alive. Well, Dusty Blake very excited about what Matthew did this spring. A 1.62 ERA. His good work meant the Cardinals said, look, we got to find out what this guy is as a starting pitcher. He's done just about all he can as a relief pitcher now. Let's see what we've got. And what we got is a first batter strikeout. Slider takes care of Ward for out number 1.
Matthew Liberatore showed off the easy fastball at 95-96, a breaking ball in this one. The backdoor slider, not sure he was trying to put it right there, but it ended up working out perfectly.
Rengifo 2 for 16 on the season, 0 for 3 here last night. Libby's 1-0 pitch. Ripped foul and out of play. My conversation with Matthew was interesting in that, Brad, the thing he learned about pitching in the bullpen is go on the attack. Trust your stuff. As you said, worry about one pitch at a time. But once he said, I get to strike 1, strike 2, I'm in command. Little chopper is foul at third.
Well, certainly with the stuff that Libby possesses, he should feel like that. He should feel like he can fill up the zone early, and he's got the stuff to put away hitters. Certainly was the case for him a year ago. Had no problem doing that.
And he's shown flashes of brilliance. We remember the start against Tampa Bay a couple of years ago where he went 8 innings down at Tropicana Field. He had a great start against the Braves last year. 6 innings of 2-hit shutout ball.
Struck out 8 in that one.
So now the question is, can he do it 28 to 32 times this year?
Well,
he's going to get a chance.
Exactly. That's what they wanted to find out. We talk a lot about the youth movement of the Cardinals, but we tend to focus more on the other side of the baseball.
Well, this is a part of your future right here in Matthew Liberatore.
Sharply hit and a sinking line drive handled by Alec Burleson to his left. So a late swing, 2 up, 2 down. Or look at the rest of the Cardinals defensive alignment, brought to you by our friends at Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. Nootbaar, Scott, and Jordan Walker left to right in the outfield. Burleson at first, Donovan second, Winn short, Arenado third, Pedro Pajes is behind the plate. The Cardinals' designated hitter today is Nolan Gorman. And Mike Trout behind in the count as we check out, Brad, your Toyota key to the game.
Well, for Matthew Liberatore, it's get right. And he doesn't have anything specifically to get right. We told you the numbers in spring, but it's about getting the right-handed batters. Look at the numbers a year ago for him. The right-handers had his number a bit more than he would like, and part of that for Libby, it's going to be controlling the inner half of the plate to them and really landing that slider or the harder cutter in under the hands.
2 quick strikes for Mike Trout. And back foul and out of play. Trout knocked in a couple of runs last night with a couple of sacrifice flies. Just 1 hit so far on the season. Of course, Trout missed a ton of time last year with knee surgery. And how about Matthew Liberatore? 14 pitches, 13 strikes, and a 1-2-3 top of the first inning. The Cardinals face off against Kyle Hendricks, scoreless.
SiriusXM's The Leadoff Spot is now on MLB Network. Join Steve Phillips and former MLB players Xavier Scruggs and Eduardo Perez for a recap of the night's action, preview of the day ahead, plus in-depth baseball interviews all season long on MLB Network.
The face of the game of baseball is running through this guy right here.
That dude has electricity coming out of his pores.
You're changing the sport, man. I go out there every day and give them 100%.
Every day he does something that draws your attention.
Green is cooking with gas.
It feels like he's finally put it all together. I think Hunter Green's about to become a super ace of a playoff team. That's what the Cincinnati Reds are going to be in 2025.
Well, the top of the first sure was fun. Matthew Liberatore with a couple of strikeouts. Now let's see if the lineup can have some more fun, Brad. Cardinals have been scoring a lot of runs, double digits in hits in each of the first 4 games. Can they do it again tonight?
Well, why not, right? 41 hits in the first 4 games. The approach has been really, really good, but so has this guy, specifically against the Cardinals. Last season, not the best year for him. A 5.92 ERA, that's the highest in the career of Kyle Hendricks, but he's been a Cardinal killer.
In the midst of that lousy year last year, he faced the Cardinals over 11 1/3 innings and didn't give up a run.
Well, I'd say he's due. Look at the pitch arsenal. Changeup, sinker, curve, and 4-seam for Kyle Hendricks.
Lars Nootbaar has done a great job in the leadoff spot and pops that one out of play foul. Strike 2. 2 more walks for Nootbaar last night. 2 hits. He's already walked 5 times and has a .632 on base percentage. You'll take that for 162 games, wouldn't you?
Yeah, he'll take his walks, and he's hitting the ball hard.
So what's the challenge as we see a guy that isn't going to provide the power? The StatCast 3D provided by Google Cloud.
Well, the key is the patience, and it's something that Lars Nootbaar has shown off. You look at the average exit velocity. That's highest in baseball right now, 104.7 for Lars Nootbaar. So you have to know that Kyle Hendricks doesn't have anything that he's going to blow past you, right? But he will just, he's trying to get you to miss the barrel. You have to be really patient, keep your hands inside the baseball. Sometimes you just got to think up the middle the other way.
Broken bat turns into gold. Nootbaar has a leadoff single. His third hit of the series.
Didn't have to be hit hard, but he did think up the middle. This is a changeup. It was well off the plate, fading away from Hendricks. Man, that's a good pitch. But Lars Nootbaar able to spoil it.
So there goes the no-hitter. Nootbaar aboard to start the game for the Cardinals. And Alec Burleson is next. He's 3 for 12 on the year. Outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Burleson had a pinch hit last night for the Cardinals. Redbirds giving Wilson Contreras a total day off today, as he has gone hitless in the first 4 games. Jim Hayes will have more on that in just a bit, as that one popped foul to even the count. Hendricks from Orange County gets a chance to play at home. They signed him to a 1-year deal this year. And Ron Washington said of Hendricks, we want you to teach our young kids what this is all about at the major league level. And you talk about great ambassadors for baseball. Hendricks is certainly one of those.
Yeah, he is, although he's the boogeyman to the Cardinals.
Right.
But it was very smart what Ron Washington and the Angels did this offseason. They brought in veterans. They brought in plenty of guys that this young nucleus can learn from.
Driven high in the air toward left. Ward drifting back to the warning track and makes the hat-high catch. Nootbaar tags up and moves up 90 feet. So good base running for Nootbaar. A productive out puts a man in scoring position here in the Cardinals first. To look at the Angels defense presented by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. New look for them. Mike Trout will be a right fielder. Joe Adell didn't play last night. He's been bothered by a sore hip. Told you about Tim Anderson at short, and Travis d'Arnaud, the longtime Brave, in his first season behind the plate with the Angels. How about Donovan last night? We mentioned it a couple of times, partner. Some personal history for Brendan.
His first ever home run against a left-handed pitcher in the big leagues. He had 30 home runs in his career coming into that Tyler Anderson at bat, and finally parked one against the southpaw. That was great to see.
So far, the Cardinals have been excellent hitting with runners in scoring position. Angels held them down a little bit last night, but that's one of the early trends we were hoping to see improvement on, Brad, and so far so good.
Yeah, it is. 2 for 10 last night. You're right, there were a few opportunities, but overall right now on the season, 293 the average, as Kyle Hendricks pulls the string there on Donovan. But I think that the approach has been solid. What we've seen a lot too is the Cardinals take what the opposition is giving you. The ability and the willingness to go the other way with the baseball, shooting them through the gaps.
This would be a good time to do that for Donovan. And he does. He whacks it toward left, but hit too hard. Ward is there, and that's the second out.
Well, that is an example, though, of what we were talking about against Kyle Hendricks that you kind of have to do. You can't, if you try to lift because he's not throwing very hard and you try to get pull happy, his control is so good he'll eat you alive. You have to go the other way.
Well, these two men know each other very well, Kyle Hendricks and Nolan Arenado. Arenado has faced Kyle 47 times in the batter's box.
That is a lot. 213 the average, but 3 home runs off the bat of Arenado.
Over the Cardinals dugout for a strike. Nolan off to a good start, hitting 400. He's hit a homer. He's driven home 3. He's riding a 10-game hitting streak dating back to the end of the 2024 season. One ball, one strike. It really is refreshing in a way to see a pitcher like Hendricks work in an era where spin and velocity and such is so in demand.
Yeah, in an era of pure stuff, I truly enjoy watching pitchers. I mean, it's artistry when you're able to go out there and compete with that kind of stuff. Now, boy, I haven't liked it over the years with Hendricks in terms of throwing against the Cardinals.
Right.
14-4, his career mark against the Cardinals in 27 starts. That's just what he does. He speeds you up, he slows you down, keeps you off the barrel. He can get his strikeouts, but he's looking for weak contact.
Angel starters, like the Cardinals, have been very good in their first 4 games. Hendricks trying to strand a runner. This one off the pitcher's glove, slowly hit towards second, and the peg to first is in time. So the Cardinals get their first hit but leave Nootbaar stranded, and off we go to inning number 2.
Step up to the plate and get ready to play ball. The baseball show for kids where you can learn about batting, fielding, and everything in between from the real pros. Every swing is a big hit on Play Ball. Saturday mornings at 10 Eastern on MLB Network.
We got our hands up in the air, 'cause it's a party. We having fun here, 'cause it's a party. Oh my, this guy is next level. Oh my goodness.
Lots of great baseball coming, and good guess, by the way.
Play baseball like I'm still a young kid, like a little teenager.
Good luck trying to hit that, man. It's unhittable.
What a moment. This is the show that never ends.
Good start for Matthew Liberatore, and it's always a good start when we have Jim Hayes along early in the game. Hippo!
You know, he had that monster spring Libby that earned himself a spot in the rotation. He had made 24 starts for the Cards previously, but feels like this is a fresh start for him. He told me I'd compare this to making my debut. Not so much the nerves, but the level of excitement. I've worked hard to get to this point. His splits were much better out of the pen than as a starter last year. But, Chip, as you guys pointed out, he says he learned some things as a reliever. He said, my stuff plays, and I need to challenge guys. Much more confident now.
That's a great point, Jim. That's the way baseball used to work, right? Guys would go to the bullpen, learn how to pitch, and then if their stuff translated, they could move to the starting rotation. And Libby trying to do just that as he gets Jorge Soler to roll out. 4 up, 4 down to start the game for Libby. Stream every out-of-market game live or on demand, plus stream MLB Network 24/7 for the entire season. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for all the details.
Well, Matthew Liberatore should be excited. I feel like we've been hearing his name for a long time because he's been a top prospect ever since being drafted, and there was so much hype around him when he came over from the Rays. But the reminder is he's 25. Like, he's not even close to what he is going to be. The stuff is electric, and he's just starting to figure himself out.
Are you of a mind, too, that lefties sometimes take longer, especially guys as tall and throw as hard as he is?
I think you hit the nail on the head, too, with the big lefties, right? He's big, he's lanky, 6'4", still trying to figure out mechanically where he's at, what's the good arm slot for all of these different pitches, how to best utilize them. So I do think it takes some time. But the big thing that he has really hit on, and we've talked about a bit, and Jim just mentioned, is that confidence in it. Just trusting that your stuff plays and you could throw it within the strike zone. You don't have to nibble.
Juan Moncada behind in the count, a ball and 2 strikes. And a shot to third. Arenado picks that out of midair and takes care of Moncada. And that's out number 2 here in the second inning. There's still time to play FanDuel Fantasy's free daily pick'em. Just answer one question today for your shot at a share of $5,000. It's free, it's daily, and it's your chance to cash in now on FanDuel Fantasy. Here's Travis d'Arnaud. Beware the first pitch with this guy. He is one of the best ambush hitters in the National League.
Is super aggressive, and even if you know it, every once in a while you can make a mistake to him.
Of course, he's now in the American League with the Halos, but man, with the Braves, he put a hurting on a lot of people early in counts. He's 0 for 3. And a perfect mentor for Logan O'Hoppe, who's the Angels' young #1 catcher.
Yeah, another one of those wise decisions to bring him in. Brought him in on a 2-year deal. He won't get the lion's share of the time, but boy, he will help out.
2-0 pitch. Yeah, there's definitely a former Braves flavor to this Angels ball club. Perry Manassian, their GM, came from Atlanta. Bo Porter, their first base coach. Eric Young, their third base coach, coached in Atlanta. Ron Washington was the third base coach for the Braves for a number of years. You've got Darno and Ian Anderson, who played with the Braves and pitched in postseason play. Three balls and a strike for Darno. Base is empty. And a good pitch. Boy, look at that cutter explode.
Yeah, that was the one we're talking about, right? That is a fastball count. Gets a fastball, but it's a cutter variety here. And this one starts over the middle of the plate, ends in off the plate. That's such a tough pitch to be able to lay off of, but it's almost impossible to barrel.
In the air, right center. Terrific jump for Victor. He'll handle that easily shy of the track. 6 men up, 6 men down. The Cardinals offense goes back to work with Nolan Gorman scoreless.
There's certain players in every lineup that make the lineup go. Speed, power, he is a difference maker.
Ketel Marte, he's done it one more time.
The best second baseman in the game, that's Ketel Marte.
There goes Gorman.
Just incredible speed.
He wants to bury people. He just doesn't want to beat you. He wants to drive you into the ground.
They're tearing the cover off the ball.
We play to win. We've played that way all year. I guess this is just another example of that. We know what's in that locker room. We know the heart we have.
Talent-wise, with the Correas and the Royce Lewises and the Buxtons firing at the height of their power, they're probably the most talented team.
Royce Lewis puts his team on top.
Postseason monster, we all know that.
Grand slam, Carlos Correa.
With Byron Buxton, it's the tools, the speed, the power.
He knows one speed, and has to go get it.
I think that we're a great team. I think we know we're a great team.
The Twins have the most talent in that division.
Grab a $7 quarter pounder with cheese combo meal every Cardinals game day. That's only on the McDonald's app. Let's see if some of these Redbirds can hit one into Big Mac land. The homers have been flying for the Cardinals so far in the early going this season, and this young man certainly has the ability to hit it out to all fields, and he's gone deep already once this season.
I was really happy to see him on Sunday. He got his first start over at second base. All he did was get a couple of singles and then his first home run of the season. Just looked very balanced, under control, and again, the ability to utilize the whole field against Kyle Hendricks going to be an important one.
So Gorman 3 for 4 in his debut, leads off the second. The Cardinals have the game's only hit. Nootbaar led off with a broken bat single. Gorman 0 for 6 head-to-head against Hendricks. Time to change that. Walker and Pajes are set to follow here. Swing, drive, deep toward right. Trout back, twisting, turning the wrong way. That ball ricochets off the base of the fence, and Gorman has another hit, a ringing leadoff double.
Well, everything from Nolan Gorman early in the season has been allowed. This one, it's a changeup. It hangs up. balance here. This was 104 miles an hour off the bat. Look how balanced that swing is. He's not off his front foot, lets the ball travel right off the forward side and right.
Even with a perfect route, I'm not sure Mike Trout catches that, but he was twisting and turning on a breezy night. And now let's see if Walker can move Gorman up 90 feet. That's something else the Cardinals have done a very good job of. Productive outs.
Yeah, they certainly have. You mentioned that breezy night, by the way. I think that breeze, the only thing that kept that ball in the ballpark.
Walker 4 for 9. He's got a 7-game hit streak. The wind blowing from right to left and slightly in tonight. Again, 16, 17 mile an hour breezes here at the ballpark. There's that changeup, center cut, and Walker was early. So he's down to 2 strikes. Must be odd for Kyle Hendricks, all those years with the Cubs, all those great years with the Cubs, at this stage in his baseball life, to be switching coasts and switching teams.
How weird does he look in red?
Yeah.
After we've seen him 11 seasons with the Cubs, it is different. But as you mentioned, a bit of a homecoming. You know, he's a SoCal kid. It's actually a full circle move here for Kyle Hendricks, who was originally drafted by the Angels all the way back in 2008 in the 39th round. Instead, he ended up going to Dartmouth to go to school. I guess probably pretty smart.
Shot towards second and past Rengifo. Here comes Gorman around third. Adell's throw is going to be cut off. Jordan Walker with an RBI single, and the Cardinals strike first.
That right there is the exact approach that you needed to have against Hendricks. We know that Jordan Walker, he's got big time pull side power. How about this one? Lets it travel, drives it right past Rengifo, who was trying to slide in and keep Gorman close over at second base. This one sneaks right past him. Another hard hit baseball.
That was 108 off the bat for Walker. The Cardinals again strike first. Here's Pages starting behind the plate for the Redbirds tonight. He's got a homer and 3 RBIs. But that's the point, right? You try to do the right thing and you get rewarded. At the very least, Walker would have gotten the man to third base. Instead, he gets a hard hit single and a run batted in. That's popped towards second. Rengifo on a full sprint. He'll haul that in, and Pages is the first out. So 1 in, 1 on, 1 out. Let's enjoy a quick word from Jack in the Box.
My Big Smash Jack has more than double the beef of a Big Mac. Seriously.
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
Victor Scott, another multi-hit game last night. He's homered and driven home 4. So Hendricks is human. The Cardinals finally score against him after he went 11 1/3 scoreless last year. A leadoff double, a base hit up the middle, and now Victor Scott, the 8th place hitter, stands in for the first time.
I love the idea too of showing that bunt.
That's hammered toward right. That's down in front of Trout on a big hop. Cardinals are being very patient. I think you hit it on the head, partner. They are letting the ball travel.
That's just another example of it here with Victor Scott II. Watch his face. I mean, he is just dialed in on the baseball, head down at contact, not off of that front foot, just turn and burn.
So Mason Winn, the batter. We know it's been a tough start for Mason. Maybe tonight he's going to break out of it. He said he feels like he's getting closer. And that's off the plate. 1 ball, no strikes. As is so often the case when you're scuffling, it seems like you're in a strike 2 count. And that's been strike 3 for Mason. He's punched out 7 times.
Yeah, it's been a rough start, but it's been 4 games. I mean, that's the big thing to remember. You're going to have stretches where you scuffle. He had long stretches where he was swinging the bat extremely well a year ago, and those are the experiences that you lean on. You remember that. You try to have that sort of recall. Forget about what's happened in the last 4 days. Realize what you've done at this level.
A ball and a strike. Jim Hayes will have more on what Mason's been working on, but suffice to say, during the rain delay here the other day, he worked on some things in the cage, Brad, and felt like he found something. Maybe a good sign was that bullet he hit to third base. It was an out, but it was one of the hardest hit balls of the summer.
But it was 1-2 where Moncada over at third. I think that ball may have caught him. It was a real hot shot down the line. Unfortunately for Winn, couldn't be his first hit of the season. Maybe he'll get it right here with the runner in scoring position.
That's a big runner, Jordan Walker. And high, it's a full count. Two singles, a double, and a run for the Cardinals offense in this second inning. The runners go. Pitch caught on miss. Darno's throw is high at third. It's a double steal for the Cardinals. Mason Winn down on strikes, and now there are two outs.
Well, really good jump by both Walker and Victor Scott the second over there. High throw, even if that throw is right on the bag. I don't think that you're going to be able to get Walker with that jump that he got from second.
So Nootbaar, a broken bat single, started the game for the Cardinals. A chance to drive home two with a knock here. And that's in for a strike. Our PNC Bank feature brought to you by PNC Bank. Brilliantly boring since 1865.
Well, 13 total bases so far. Lars Nootbaar, again, showing the patience, but showing his ability to hit the ball hard and do damage.
Noot's been on base now 13 times in the first 4 games plus. Well, it'd be nice to get a knock here and put a crooked number up against Hendricks. That on base streak of 12 times in the first 4 games, most by a Cardinal since Big Mac did it in 1998. The record for reaching base safely in the first 5 games of a season is 16 times. Noot won't add to that total with that soft fly ball to right, and the Cardinals settle for 1 in the second. Kyle Hendricks is human after all. Matthew Liberatore now a 1-run lead.
There's a unicorn in Hollywood.
The lineup we know is incredibly deep, but that starting rotation is unlike anything I can remember.
I got them running the National League.
I think this is the first of like 4 or 5 straight world championships. This is just an incredible wealth of riches.
He's in a world of his own. Strike 3 swinging. It's a dozen strikeouts for Tyler Glasnow. Walk on,
The Braves have staying power.
Just an absolute powerhouse. Big time bombers in the lineup that could really, really hurt you. They're going to be a force again.
Your 2024 National League Cy Young Award winner.
This is what the greats do. Watch him go to work.
Swing and a miss. What a way to finish for Chris Sale.
Explosiveness with the velocity, with the nastiness of his pitches.
The man is on fire.
He is MLB Sonic the Hedgehog.
That's what I do every day. Play baseball and have fun.
Braves just keep on rolling.
Get free MLB.tv with T-Mobile. Redeem today at T-Mobile.com/MLB. Chip Rat Jim Hayes from the ballpark. Good start for Matthew Liberatore. He has retired the first 6 Angels in order. Now he faces Nolan Schanuel, their left-hand hitting first baseman, to kick off inning number 3.
Well, Schanuel was batting second last night against a right-hander. Moves down quite a bit. This young man's got a lot of upside. A couple of singles in the game. Both pull side yesterday. First round pick in 2023. As we talked about, 40 days later found himself in the big leagues. That is the fast track for the Angels.
Back-to-back multi-hit games for him. He had a 2-hit game last night. And this one banged on the ground toward Donnie at second. And Libby has another ground ball out, his second of the game, and he's set down 7 in a row.
I like that. 30 pitches, 23 of them have been strikes. And it's not like he's just pouring in the same pitch. He is mixing it up really well. He's showing you the fastball, the cutter, the curveball. Got a little bit of feel for everything early.
So here's Joe Adell. First pitch swing for him. He rolls to third. Arenado. Short work of Joe Adell, who missed time with a sore hip. And that's 8 up, 8 down to start for Libby. Here's Tim Anderson. Anderson was a star with the White Sox. Things have not gone so well for him since. But the Angels taking a flyer on him with Zach Neto out. Neto recovering from surgery. He'll be back in the weeks ahead. Anderson has started the year 0 for 7. Former batting champion in the American League and a 2-time All-Star.
Well, why not take a flyer, right? Doesn't hurt anything. You bring in a veteran. This guy's an All-Star twice, and there's the first knock of the season for Tim Anderson.
So that breaks up Libby's perfect run. First base runner Anderson aboard with 2 outs.
Well, Matthew Liberatore, just you see the reaction there from him. One of those ones you want back. Not a terrible pitch. It was down, just wasn't on the corner.
So he's in the stretch for the first time. Short lead for Anderson. Cardinals up a run. And Taylor Ward pops that one into right. That's going to bounce fair. Walker hustles the ball in quickly, and they're at first and third. So back-to-back singles for the Angels with 2 outs. And Eric Young was thinking about sending Tim Anderson if there was any kind of a bobble or we missed the cutoff man. Well, fortunately, that wasn't the case.
It was a good throw in. This is a good pitch again, too. Just fastball in on the hands of Ward. He fights it off and dumps it down the right field line. Nice job by Walker to get to it cleanly. Strong throw into his cutoff man.
So to your point about the struggles offensively for the Angels, here we go. Another chance for them with runners in scoring position, where they are 2 for 19 on the year.
And this is exactly where you want to see Matthew Liberatore bear down. He was able to get Rengifo last time. Soft liner over to Burleson at first base.
With a left-hander on the mound, Anderson gets a gigantic lead down the third baseline. So Pajes will have to be on his toes on anything in the dirt here. Rengifo lined out his first time up, and he lines this one to left. That's down for a base hit. It ties the game. Throw comes in toward third, and Rengifo has a double. So all this with 2 outs, 3 straight hits, and the Angels have come back to tie the game.
Yeah, those 2 outs were quick, too. Ground ball off the bat of Schanuel and Joe Adell. Then a couple of not very hard hit balls. The first 2, this one was hit well. Stayed back. Did Rengifo on the curveball. Drives it right down the line.
So Nootbaar, good play to keep Ward at third. Rengifo with the double. Pajes and Liberatore talk things over, and now you have to deal with Mike Trout with second and third and 2 outs. Gets inside the bag. It's 4 straight hits. And Trout's going to drive home 2 more. He'll stand at second with a double. They're not wasting any time. They're not getting to 2 strikes. Libby trying to throw strike 1, and the Halos are all over it.
Yeah, Mike Trout, who early on in the season has scuffled with his timing, timed this one up perfectly. It was the cutter from Matthew Liberatore. It was on the plate, and you know that Mike Trout, when he's right, he's got some of the fastest hands in the game. He showed him off right there.
So all this has happened very quickly for Matthew Liberatore. As Brad said, the first 2 outs very fast in the inning. Anderson single, Ward a single, Rengifo and Trout back-to-back doubles. Maybe too many strikes for Matthew. He hasn't thrown one out of the zone yet.
Yeah, good call. 10 pitches. All of this entire inning, the couple of outs and the 4 hits have all happened within 10 pitches. So maybe that's part of this conversation. It's like, hey, dude, you're pumping strikes. You look good, but let's start to expand a little bit. Maybe these guys are trying to jump early, take advantage of you getting ahead. That's part of the game, right? It's that cat and mouse, the back and forth. You see what the opposition is trying to do, and then you adjust accordingly.
So the meeting breaks up. Dusty Blake back to the Cardinals dugout. Here's Soler. He grounded out his first time. So Trout has doubled his RBI total. He's got 4 of them. All of the RBIs have come here against the Cardinals. 3-1 Angels. And a little low. There's a good miss. 1 ball, no strikes. I know things haven't gone well for Ron Washington in this particular ballpark. However, the Angels have enjoyed playing here in St. Louis. They have won 5 straight games at Busch Stadium. Two balls, no strikes to former World Series MVP Jorge Soler. Cardinals and Halos play again here tomorrow. Then the Angels go home for a brief 3-game homestand, then go right back out for 9 games. 15 of their first 18 are on the road.
Ties a record in Major League Baseball since the expansion era of how many games on the road in their first 18. That is rough living. Now it'll pay off at some point at the end of the season when you're home a lot more.
3 balls, 1 strike. Trout a good lead. The pitch is on the ground to third. Arenado's got that, and the inning comes to a close. The Angels put together 4 hits, 3 runs, and take their first lead for Ron Washington here in Game 2.
This is a guy who has MVP type potential.
Luis Robert is one of the most talented players in the league.
Great nickname, La Pantera.
Can do it anywhere on the field.
He has the potential to be a 30-30 guy that can knock in 95 to 100 runs.
As a fan of the game, there's nobody I enjoy watching in center field than Mr. Luis Robert.
The MLB Network podcast is here. Join your favorite on-air personalities for unique perspectives, in-depth interviews, and untold stories from on and off the field. The MLB Network podcast, presented by New Balance. Available wherever you get your podcasts.
FanDuel Sports Network is brought to you by Rally House, your city, your house, Rally House. By your quality Ford dealers, Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 48 years. And by BJC Healthcare, you deserve extraordinary care. The Angels just scored 3 runs in the top of the third. Let's see how the Redbirds respond here. Their 2, 3, 4 batters are coming up. It starts with Alec Burleson. Burleson lined out his first time up. It's even 4 apiece. The line to 0-2 is Squid down the line, foul at third. That would have been a sure double, but no such luck for the moment. Still 0-2. Broken bat right back to the mound, and Hendricks has his first out. Brendan Donovan is your next batter as we check out our Kia player profile. When you talk about Hendricks, these are historic numbers in baseball annals against the Cardinals.
Yeah, minimum of 25 starts, the second lowest ERA ever. Seaver on the list, Koufax, Jim Rooker, the longtime Pirate, and Royal, the leader. And this guy really, he has been their biggest nemesis over the last 11 years.
14-4 lifetime over 27 starts. And so Jim Hayes with the Cardinals down a couple of runs, trying to even the series. They've got their hands full tonight.
They do. You know, Chip, no one has caught Hendricks more than Wilson Contreras, who's not in the Cards lineup. Caught him in 106 games. Wilson told me when you have a guy who throws 87 and has had success, you know he doesn't miss his spots. He goes up and in, down and away. He puts the ball wherever he wants. Chip said the key to getting to him is stick to your game plan and hope he makes a mistake. He's that good.
Hasn't made many in this game yet. As that ball dances in for a strike, and that's what Greg Maddux said. I'm not making the Hendricks-Maddux comparison, but Maddux always said, Brad, movement was more important than velocity, and it certainly is the case with Hendricks.
I've always been a big fan of movement for sure.
Swinging bunt. Darno pounces and fires a strike to first.
Now maybe that's because I had no velocity. That could be. No, but it really is true. If you put the ball where you want to, if you are able to spot up, people will get themselves out.
Nolan out 1-4-3 his first time up. What's amazing is that even on a cold night, Hendricks is still able to get good movement. Cardinals haven't barreled him up much of late. Popped up shallow right. That's playable for Trout. And Mike is in and under, and Hendricks has a shutdown frame and a 3-1 lead as we move to the fourth.
Your day in baseball starts with MLB Central.
Let's get it started.
Lead off your morning with in-depth breakdowns.
Perfect balance.
Boom. Interviews with the players.
Get back to the fastball. I know what that passion feels like.
And a little bit.
Keeping.
You behave properly.
Hey.
Of everything else.
Come on, Marlins.
The window seats are. The baseball day begins with MLB Central. Weekdays at 10 a.m. Eastern. Only on MLB Network.
If you're not watching this show, you're the problem.
Off Base is coming in a brand new format. Join Lauren Gardner and Xavier Scruggs as they explore all the baseball buzz across social media, pop culture, and around the majors. The Off Base Podcast, all season long, only on MLB Network.
Sunday, April 13th, 20,000 fans take home a plush Fredbird hat. And kids 15 and under with a game ticket can run the bases after the game thanks to our friends at High Chew. Visit Cardinals.com/promotions for all the details. Let's see how Libby responds after surrendering 3 runs his last inning. It'll have Moncada, Darno, and Shanuel for the Angels. Burley gives chase. That one might curl back, and it does for out number 1.
A good start here in the 4th for Matthew Liberatore. As we talked about in that 3rd, it went so quickly. It just happened so fast. 2 quick outs, and then all of a sudden 4 straight hits strung together. Hopefully that last half inning, take that deep breath and reset. That's the big key. Is don't let that compile and stay on the attack. I think that's really important for him.
Darno flied out to center and takes inside for a ball. 15 homers with the Braves last year for Darno. And part of that World Championship team with the Braves back in 2021. Sharply hit and past Arenado. That'll kick off the side wall. Darno will stop at first, a long single. Well, they've been able to pull the ball against Liberatore here in the first 3+ innings.
Yeah, I think that one too is probably just a product of Matthew Liberatore falling behind, tried to come back into the zone with a sinker, wanted it down and left it up.
So here's Shanuel. He rolled out to second. Hit a respectable 244 against lefties last year. And right on top of the plate. Double play ball. There's one. And that's easy pickings for Mason Winn. So Libby, a shutdown inning. Cardinals bats go back to work here in St. Louis. 3-1. Angels have the early lead.
Lots of great baseball coming, and good guess, by the way.
Good luck trying to hit that, man. It's unhittable.
This is the show that never ends.
There's certain players in every lineup that make the lineup go. Speed, power, he is a difference maker.
Ketel Marte, he's done it one more time.
The best second baseman in the game, that's Ketel Marte.
There goes Corbin.
Just incredible speed.
He wants to bury people. He just doesn't want to beat you. He wants to drive you into the ground.
They're tearing the cover off the ball.
We play to win. We've played that way all year. I guess this is just another example of that. We know what's in that locker room. We know the heart we have.
The Cardinals and FanDuel Sports Network are teaming up to recognize people pitching in our community. Today we salute St. Louis-based nonprofit Basket of Hope. With the help of volunteers, Basket of Hope supports families with seriously ill children by delivering gift baskets filled with toys, games, and educational materials. Hope they enjoy the game tonight, and hopefully they'll see a comeback Cardinals win. Nolan Gorman leads off. And the first pitch popped up. Shallow center. Out goes Anderson. He handles that with one hand. And Gorman, a 1 pitch out to start the 4th inning. Jordan Walker has the lone Cardinals RBI. He whistled a single under the glove of Rengifo and brought home Gorman back in the 2nd.
I really liked his approach in that at bat too. It was up the middle the other way. It was an inside out swing and another hard hit baseball from Walker.
So an 8-game hit streak for Jordan. He's got his first RBI. We had Tyler Anderson last night and his herky-jerky changeup laden arsenal. Now it's the silky smooth Kyle Hendricks with the same arsenal and just as tough.
He is mixing it up so well. And it's not just the pitches, it's the location. I mean, he's using every bit of the strike zone.
Hendricks peers over the glove and goes to work. 1-2. Tons of room in left center and down the left field line if Walker could. Line one there. Inside out of that, stays alive. Still 2-2. Hendricks closing in on 100 career wins. He's 97 and 81. And in this era, a sub-4 career ERA.
It's hard to do.
Yeah.
It's hard, especially again, just going back to being a guy that does not have pure stuff. He just has to pitch.
In the air, curling away from Trout near that side wall, and he gives up the chase. Mike Trout's going to make sure that young fan gets a souvenir. Good for him. That was nice. And a good trip to the plate for Walker. He's about to see his 8th pitch.
And if you're Ron Washington, if you're the Angels, every time that you see Mike Trout going anywhere near a corner, you'd rather just see him pull up.
Pitch number 9 for Walker. And it'll be number 10.
I think you're seeing from Walker against Kyle Hendricks some very in control swings. He's balanced. He's not falling off. I mean, he is really, it's a concerted effort, I think, to use the whole field.
Swing and a drive to center. Adele going back at the track, at the wall, dead central, a home run for Walker. Was a big league at bat.
Jordan Walker with his first home run of the 2025 campaign, a 419-foot shot to dead center field. Look at this swing. Hands inside of the baseball, barrel to it, thinking right up the middle and puts it right on the berm.
That was a 9-pitch at bat and a no-doubter for Walker, and the Cardinals now within a run. How about Jordan Walker? He's 6 for 11 at the plate and has both Redbirds RBIs.
Go ahead and get some, young man.
Pajes pokes one into center. That'll drop in front of Joe Adele. So now it's the Cardinals' turn to put together an inning with multi-hits. Pajes represents the tying run. Victor Scott is next. He singled and stole a base. He's 4 for 4 in steals, by the way. And in for a strike. We've talked a lot about some of the sayings that Brant Brown has had. His favorite, or one of them, is home runs aren't hit, they're pitched. Walker got a pitch in the zone and did not miss it.
Yeah, and that same swing, he didn't have to change anything with it. It was that same swing. You saw him foul off a couple of tougher pitches throughout that at bat. And that knowledge as a hitter, right, where you know that same stroke you can end up doing damage with, that's so important. You don't have to do too much. I mean, this feels like Brant Brown has been such a huge addition right now. Everybody just on the same page.
Good take for Victor. 1 ball, 2 strikes. There's Brant Brown, first season as the Cardinals hitting coach. Constant communication. Rolled over. Race to the bag, and Hendricks wins it. So Scott's able to advance Pages. That cost the Cardinals out number 2, and Mason Winn another chance. Cardinals pulled off a double steal with Mason in the box, and he swung and missed. Might have swung at ball 4. But all's forgiven if he can bring home Pages and get this baby tied up. It's a 3-2 game. A Jordan Walker homer. Popped up. Left field line. Long run. And just out of reach of Tim Anderson. Heck of an effort by Anderson. The point of that wall was coming up quick, and he very nearly hauled that in. No balls and a strike.
Right now for Mason Winn, you know, he's still trying to work on that timing, still trying to figure out exactly when to get that foot down, when to launch. You'd love to see him. You see him standing up taller. He's open. Would love to see him stride just a little bit more closed.
69 pitches for Hendricks. Number 70 is popped out of play, foul, a ball and 2 strikes. They're making him throw a lot of pitches. He's had just 1 1-2-3 inning tonight. That was the 3rd inning. And popped up right side. Rengifo and Shanwell. It'll be Shanwell, the first baseman, and Mason Winn and the Cardinals settle for a Jordan Walker homer. It was a missile. Straight away center field. Walker's first home run of the season. That brings the Cardinals to within a run as we fly high in St. Louis.
It all starts here, where baseball's next masterpiece comes to life.
Another historic chapter. This is what you've been waiting for. Aaron Judge, Gunnar Henderson, Bobby Winn Jr., Shohei Ohtani.
It's time to unleash the colors of the 2025 season on baseball's center stage. Opening week on MLB Network, presented by Konami.
There's certain players in every lineup that make the lineup go. Speed, power, he is a difference maker.
Ketel Marte, he's done it one more time.
The best second baseman in the game, that's Ketel Marte.
There goes Corbin. Just incredible speed.
He wants to bury people. He just doesn't want to beat you. He wants to drive you into the ground.
They're tearing the cover off the ball.
We play to win. We've played that way all year. I guess this is just another example of that. We know what's in that locker room. We know the heart we have.
Jordan Walker, partner, is starting to find the barrel more consistently.
Man, he's hitting the ball hard, isn't he? His first at-bat, the single, 108 miles an hour off the bat. Second at-bat, four-seam fastball, home run right up the middle. Dead center field, 107. I just love the swing. It didn't look like he was trying to come out of his shoes. Didn't look like he was trying to hit a home run. A product of a good swing.
So Joe Adell leads off for the Halos in the 5th inning. Adell rolled out to third his first time up. 20 homers, 15 steals last year, but not this time. He'll roll out to third again, and a good stretch for out number 1. Saturday, April 12th, 20,000 fans, 16 and up, take home a Cardinals pet toy. That's thanks to Purina. Go to cardinals.com/promotions for all the details. I'll bet Buddy Thompson is looking forward to the pet toy.
Oh, no doubt. I'll play tug of war with him. Teeth and all. That's how you got to play. It's only fair, Chip.
Yeah, okay. Now, have you decided, is Buddy coming to Pooch's in the Park Day?
Yeah, look, I feel like if I don't mention it to anybody and he just shows up in here, it'll be fine. I'm sure no one's listening now.
Again to third. And Anderson retired. That's out number 2. We're going to step aside for a quick word from our friends at Rally House.
Play ball, St. Louis. Shop the latest in Cardinals style with your favorite brands and throwback designs. Rally House has gear for every fan.
Libby's wearing out the left side of the infield tonight. As Taylor Ward digs in, he singled and scored in the Angels' 3-run 3rd inning.
Well, it's been a nice response here from Matthew Liberatore after the 4 straight hits. Doing a nice job of working the corners, working down, working off the plate. This one moves the feet, that hard cutter in. Such an effective pitch, too, if he wants to go sinker down and away off of it.
In seasons past, there was always concern with Matthew about a drop in velocity second time or third time through the opposing batting order. Are you seeing any of that tonight from him?
I think he's been pretty consistent. We saw a couple of 95s in the first inning, but he's sitting around 93. And I really do think that we're just seeing him. It's one pitch at a time. The wheels aren't turning too fast. He's just been on attack mode. You like seeing that.
So a full count here with 2 outs. And Hefo waits on deck. 3-2 game. And at the knees, he struck him out. Ward is caught looking for the second time. That's strikeout number 3 for Matthew Liberatore, who turns it over to his offense. Down a run halfway through game 2.
It's a great night for baseball.
This matchup features some of the best talent in the game. A lot of power, a lot of marquee names.
Here we go. Buckle up, folks. There's a guy who wants to be in the spotlight. The bats have come alive. A showstopper. We're just playing Powerball.
This place doesn't know what hit him.
These teams are entertaining, are they not?
The show continues.
Experience game-to-game coverage of the night's biggest moments, live and commercial-free. MLB Network Strike Zone, Wednesday and Friday nights all season.
Yordan Alvarez is just becoming this consistent hitting machine.
The big man who wears 44 is 4 for 4.
Face of the franchise, everything that is Houston now.
He's top 5 in every category for the Houston Astros historically.
Always just assume they're going to play in the ALCS. There's no effort. Boom.
And you can kiss that goodbye. That's a game winner. Late inning heroics once again. He's a legend. Unbelievable.
As we head to the home fifth, it's third time through for the Cardinals offense against Kyle Hendricks, Nootbaar, Burleson, and Donovan in what's now a one-run game. Jordan Walker's home run electrified the crowd here in St. Louis a little while ago. Liberatore and Hendricks have both been very, very good.
Well, Kyle Hendricks been doing a nice job of just stealing strikes early, especially that slow curve ball coming in at 72, just drops it in. First at bat for Nootbaar to lead off things for the Cardinals. Dumped the changeup into center field.
Now the change. A ball and 2 strikes. Whole left side's open, but it's a 1-2 count for the Cardinals leadoff man. And that's taken high. This is Noot's game. He sees almost 5 pitches per plate appearance. Here is number 5 in the 5th. And it's not to be. That one cut on and missed, and Hendricks just slowest gets the strikeout.
Yeah, very similar to the same pitch that Lars Nootbaar hit in his first at bat. It was a broken bat just off the end into center field. This one just continued to tail away, and it was set up very well by that fastball away upstairs. Set up that changeup.
Alec Burleson 0 for 2. He has flied out and tapped back to the mound. Hitters are creatures of habit. There are many who say, why don't you move up in the box against a guy like Hendricks who doesn't light up the radar gun? Well, he's got such great movement that makes that a dicey proposition too. That one looped down the left field line. It might turn to gold, and it will. Burleson with a bloop single represents the tying run. Don't have to hit it hard, but he finds some green grass, and there's a start.
Well, it's another hit the other way. That's where the Cardinals have been getting their knocks for the most part. Up the middle, the opposite field. Chevy pitch track. It's the changeup. It's off the plate away, and you know that Alec Burleson has got that sort of coverage.
I wonder what was faster, the pitch or the exit velo on the hit for Burleson.
It's very close. But the pitch.
Oh, pitch got it?
I don't think so, actually. It was 79 was the pitch and 76. So barely, yes.
To second might be 2. Anderson does the turn. And Hendricks rolls up Brendan Donovan and the Cardinals to send us to inning number 6. It's the Angels 3, the Cardinals 2.
If you're a Rockies fan, they've got some young talent. Pretty dynamic, everyday position club.
Starting to see some young guys with some serious talent. There's some speed and there's some pop.
I mean, I always keep a little chip on my shoulder.
He made the catch.
Crazy range, rocket arm.
They just need to have some guys that have breakout years. There's potential there to have that.
They're going to be competitive in every game.
Talent-wise, with the Correas and the Royce Lewises and the Buxtons firing at the height of their power, they're probably the most talented team.
Royce Lewis puts his team on top.
Postseason monster, we all know that.
Grand slam, Carlos Correa.
With Byron Buxton, it's the tools, the speed, the power.
He knows one speed, and that's to go get it.
I think that we're a great team. I think we know we're a great team.
The Twins have the most talent in that division.
Registration's now open for Cardinals Kids Clinics presented by Quick Trip, open to boys and girls ages 7 to 13, featuring 15 baseball clinics and new for this year 2 softball clinics. Sign up at cardinals.com/clinics. Scott Terry does a great job with the Cardinals clinics all around Cardinals Nation. I know he and his staff are ready to get started.
Yeah, he does such a good job. These Cardinals kids clinics are so much fun too. The kids get a ton of instruction. The alumni base loves doing it. You also get a chance throughout, depending on where they are. You get a special guest that comes in or instructor. I know Alec Burleson is doing a lot of these. Michael Ciani will be different places. Mason Winn. So definitely going to want to check those out.
Luis Rengifo leads off the Angels' 6th inning, 8 o'clock here at Busch. And off to our right, Liberatore still on the attack. He's been efficient, just 62 pitches. He has struck out 3 men. He's really getting the Angels to pull the ball right to Nolan Arenado, who's been busy.
I don't know about you, Chip, but I would feel very comfortable if I were a pitcher for the Cardinals. Go ahead and hit anything to the left side of the infield.
Yeah, either guy.
You. That would be fantastic.
Got Arenado with 6 plays at third, line toward left. Newt will play that on a hop. So Rengifo leads off with his 2nd hit of the game. His first 2 hits of this series, and he's doubled his hit total for the year. And now Mike Trout, a 2-run double. That's the offensive difference in the game. That came in the 3rd inning.
Well, and it was on the first pitch, just really pulled the hands in. It was a first pitch cutter trying to go in under the hands, ended up being on the plate, and he ripped it down the line.
Lower than low for ball 1. Action's begun in the Cardinals bullpen. Kyle Leahy starts to play catch. And out of play, evens the count. Well, I hope Mike Trout stays healthy. I hope he has a great year after he leaves town. It's important for the Angels, obviously, but so important for our game to have stars like him healthy and on the field. And I think it'll be fascinating to see how quickly Mike Trout can become Mike Trout again. Played just 29 games last year.
Yeah, it's hard, right? Missed 153 games or 53 days of the season with that torn meniscus. As great as he is, it is going to take a little while to get that timing back. Maybe we saw a little bit of it his last at bat. But you're right, when this guy's on the field, it is better for the game. And all the young Cardinal fans flocking down the line as he was signing autographs for people before the game yesterday and today. Real ambassador for the sport, one of the good guys.
1-2 pitch, and second throw over for Liberatore now. So new year for Trout, new position, right field. The Angels will have him play center occasionally. He'll get some days off his feet and DH as the runner goes. Pitch is a ball. The throw to second is a strike, and Rengifo is toast. Perfect throw from Pages.
Well, how about Pedro Pages? This catch and throw right here. Rengifo already knew that he was going to get a better jump because of the 2 disengagement. Your BJC Healthcare difference maker. The throw right there by Pedro Pages, right on the money.
So bases empty. 2-2 count for Trout, and that's out of play to the right. So Liberatore has reached the 69 pitch threshold. See if he can get Trout with number 70 here. To left center. Victor on the run. He's gone as far as he can go, and the park will hold it. Trout just missed. Big sigh of relief for Liberatore. There's out number 2.
Well, that one was hit pretty far, hit hard. But the ballpark holds it. You look at how effective and efficient Matthew Liberatore has been. The high water mark so far is 15 pitches in that third inning. He's pumping the strikes. This is what you like to see.
And Brad, this is what he did all spring too. This is why I don't want to say it was a hard decision, but it was an easier decision for the Cardinals to make to put him in the rotation.
Well, you just look at how poised he is, and had a lot of good options in the rotation. Certainly the way that Steven Matz threw the ball, and I was so happy for Steven Matz in spring, in his debut this year. 4 strong out of the bullpen, picked up his first major league save, and he'll join the rotation April 16th as they go to a 6-man rotation. But this is part of your future right here. I want to find out exactly what Matthew Liberatore can do. They said, hey, you're the guy. This isn't, you're not just auditioning, you're a starter. Go get him.
Two quick strikes for Jorge Soler, who's rolled out to third twice. And we'll try again. Soler, a 21 homer man last year. World Series champion with the Cubs and the Braves. Little too tight.
I like where he's missing though with those cutters. The misses are very, very small. They're down, they're in.
That one center cut, and Soler is rung up. Liberatore's 4th strikeout. Cardinals have the heart of the order coming up with a chance to tie the game in the 6th.
We got hands up in the air, 'cause it's a party. We having fun here, 'cause it's a party. Oh my! This guy is next level. Oh my goodness!
Lots of great baseball coming, and good guess, by the way.
Play baseball like I'm still a young kid, like a little teenager.
Good luck trying to hit that, man. It's unhittable.
What a moment! This is the show that never ends.
That starting rotation, it doesn't get better than that.
Dominating night from Logan Gilbert.
Trying to be out there and take the ball as much as I can.
Swing and a miss against Luis Castillo.
It's wipeout stuff. He's a legit ace. Talk about depth. The Mariners really have.
What a masterpiece from George Kirby.
Just trying to go out there and give my team the best chance to win.
Julio Rodriguez is an absolute superstar out there in center field.
Go my zone, Julio.
Once I go, I just want to have everything ready.
The guy's dangerous.
Julio.
Cardinals baseball on FanDuel Sports Network is brought to you by Rally House, your city, your house, Rally House. By Jack in the Box, the smashed Jack is back with so much more beef. And by Budweiser, this Bud's for you. 4, 5, and 6 for the Cardinals, down a run. Matthew Liberatore all smiles. I thought he was terrific in his 6 innings tonight.
He was really good. Gave up 3 in that third inning, but bounced back from that very well, and all that happened quickly, right? 4 hits in a row against them. This one driven down the line, deep but foul. I think that the first turn around the rotation for the Cardinals, man, it's something to be excited about. You know that Ollie, you know, Cardinals pitching coach Dusty Blake, very encouraged and happy with what the rotation has looked like thus far.
Starters 3-0, a 2.95 collective ERA coming into play tonight. And Liberatore's allowed 3 runs, 6 hits. We'll see if he re-enters the fray in the 7th. Pitch count not a problem for him. Hendricks ready for number 84. And Arenado go around. Oh, he held up. Angels thought that was a swing, but Mike Machlinski said he checked it.
Well, let's take a look at it from the side here for Arenado. Obviously didn't go. Yes, I do have my rosy red replay glasses on.
Doug Eddings turned and barked at the Angels dugout and told them to knock it off, and Ron Washington a step or two atop the stairs. Tension's high in a 1-run game. 2-2 count. Again, Arenado far and away the most appearances at the plate against Kyle Hendricks. 49 of them. And 0 for 2 tonight. And a swing and a miss. So Arenado's down on strikes. Hendricks has his 3rd. And let's enjoy a quick word from BJC Healthcare. Gorman doubled and scored the first St. Louis run and popped out to second. So he's 1 for 2. Good start at the plate for him. Gorman's stance not as open as it was last year. A little more closed. It certainly worked for him in the early going, Brad. He's 4 out of 6 at the plate.
Yeah, everything just appears to be more streamlined. The swing looks simpler and the hands look as fast as ever.
So a sinker misses outside. 3 balls and a strike. Jordan Walker's had a hot night. He's on deck. Let's see what Gorman gets. Former Brave Ian Anderson is getting ready in the bullpen. This might be the final frame for Hendricks, his season debut. He leads by a run. And Gorman tied up. 87, a sinker right under his hands, and it's back-to-back strikeouts. As we enjoy our PNC Bank slow moments, what a night for Jordan Walker.
Well, it really has been. First, the single up the middle and the RBI in the 2nd inning, and then the first home run of the year for Jordan Walker. Dead center field, 419-foot shot. Boy, does he look good.
So Walker, both Cardinals RBIs. He's 6 for 11 offensively so far this year. It's like a Bugs Bunny changeup from Hendricks. It just never seems to get to the catcher's glove.
To me, one of the most important or impressive things about his changeup is he manipulates it differently. He'll turn it into almost a slider away from the right-handers, then can turn it over and dump it the other direction.
Now the changeup, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Is that done with finger pressure?
Yeah, it's just and the way that his wrist and hand comes through, but absolutely just the manipulation of the baseball. Changeup is such a feel pitch. I mean, I went for years with different changeup grips and never really found one that felt perfect. He has had a good one for a really long time. I think it's one of the best pitches in the game of baseball.
So a count of 2-2 for Hendricks. Bases are empty. Jordan Walker. And off the end of the bat, popped up to short. Tim Anderson has all the room in the world, and Kyle Hendricks, if that's the swan song, what a debut for the Angels. 6 innings of 2-run ball and a lead in Game 2.
Kansas City's hot.
They are relentless.
And Bobby Witt Jr. is piping hot.
One big swing from the Royal superstar.
The greatest player on earth right now.
You become like a massive, massive force.
Salute indeed to El Capitan.
You have to work more. You have to sacrifice yourself more.
That's the type of baseball that wins come postseason.
Just the team that we have, just doing things one pitch at a time, one inning at a time. It's just so much fun.
The Braves have staying power.
Just an absolute powerhouse. Big-time bombers in the lineup that could really, really hurt you. They're going to be a force again.
Your 2024 National League Cy Young Award winner.
This is what the greats do. Watch him go to work.
Swing and a miss. What a way to finish for Chris Sale.
Explosiveness with the velocity, with the nastiness of his pitches.
The man is on fire. He is MLB Sonic the Hedgehog.
That's what I do every day. Play baseball and have fun.
Braves just keep on rolling.
Tap comes your way tomorrow. We wrap up the series behind Sonny Gray.
Well, not a bad guy to have on the mound. Look at his numbers on opening day. Went 5 innings, gave up just a pair, and gave him an opportunity to win after a rocky spring. I thought it was a really good start to the season for Sonny Gray, and I look forward to him hopefully having an opportunity to win yet another series. Now it's Kyle Leahy's turn. Going to be your Chevy call to the bullpen. We've had a chance to see Leahy once. He pitched against the Twins, 2/3 of an inning, gave up a run in that one. 33 games for him last year.
That's on the ground to first. Burley's got it, feeds the pitcher covering, and Juan Moncada is retired. That is out number 1. Sunday, April 13th is Cancer Awareness Day, presented by Mercy. Fans buying a themed ticket will get a cancer awareness blanket. Ticket and info at cardinals.com/theme. Blanket would come in handy tonight. Great performance from Matthew Liberatore came in handy too, Brad. His velocity did not diminish. And in his season debut as a starter, Brad, I thought other than a sequence of 4 batters, it was awfully impressive.
It was. It was aggressive. It was ahead. It was utilizing the defense. Certainly racked up some strikeouts in the meantime as well. And the fact that you brought up about his velocity, that's huge, that it stayed where it was. This one chopped up the middle off of Leahy to win and makes the peg across the diamond. Pitch number 77 to end the 6th inning for Libby. 95-mile-an-hour sinker. I would say pretty good start for him.
And take away all the numbers, take away all the other stuff about his stat line. 6 innings, 3 runs, 6 hits, 4 strikeouts, no walks. I thought, to your point earlier in the game, his mound presence was dramatically different. Well, tonight,
even when things weren't going well for a span of a couple of pitches there in the 3rd inning, looked like the same guy, right?
Yeah.
Very poised, and that's just experience. That's just trusting in your stuff, and he got right back to it. So very, very positive outing. Now let's turn it into a victory for the Cardinals.
Only down a run as we play in the top of the 7th inning. Leahy's gotten Moncada and d'Arnaud. Now Nolan Shanuel is 0 for 2. He hit into a double play his last time up. Cardinals really like this young man, Kyle Leahy. He's got terrific stuff. That was a good changeup.
It really was, and it changeup just diving. Not a pitch that he throws a ton of, but a very good offering there to Shanuel, a guy that really likes to swing the bat. He's not up there to take his walks generally.
That's popped up. Long run for Arenado, who is playing his man to pull, and he almost got there. One, two is high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Cardinals bullpen so far this year, excellent work. Opposing hitters batting .154 against him. They've got a .172 ERA. And that'll improve after Donovan takes care of Shanuel and sends us to the 7th inning stretch. Let's get a comeback going. Who better to do that than Pedro Pages? It's a 3-2 Angels lead.
MLB Network podcast is here. Join your favorite on-air personalities for unique perspectives, in-depth interviews, and untold stories from on and off the field. The MLB Network podcast, presented by New Balance, available wherever you get your podcasts.
There's certain players in every lineup that make the lineup go. Speed, power, he is a difference maker.
Ketel Marte, he's done it one more time.
The best second baseman in the game, that's Ketel Marte.
There goes Corbin.
Just incredible speed.
He wants to bury people. He just doesn't want to beat you. He wants to drive you into the ground.
Goodbye! Snakes alive!
They're tearing the cover off the ball.
We play to win. We've played that way all year. I guess this is just another example of that. We know what's in that locker room. We know the heart we have.
Tickets are on sale now for the 20th annual Purina Pooches in the Ballpark, Saturday, April 12th. Fans buying this special ticket enjoy the game with their pooch with all-inclusive seats and a pregame parade. Order now at cardinals.com/pooches. Well, we don't have to worry about Kyle Hendricks anymore. He's out of the game after 6. This is Ian Anderson to answer the Chevy call to the bullpen for the Angels. Different stuff, different look. Straight over the top is Ian Anderson.
Ian Anderson last pitched in the big leagues in 2022. Now he missed some time, had Tommy John surgery. First year here in the Angels organization.
He's got the lower third for the Cardinals. Pages, Scott, and Mason Winn. Anderson had a big curveball with the Braves. Let's see if he unfurls that. Nope. Change up. It's a 1-2 count. We are in the Honda home run inning. If Pages and company can go deep on a windy night, your Gateway Honda dealers donate $1,000 to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Jordan Walker has already homered tonight for the Cardinals. And another changeup. His is a little harder than Kyle Hendricks. That one at 89 and strike 3 for Pages.
Definitely a different look here from Ian Anderson. Chevy pitch track, was trying to bury it down. Stayed away though, just off the plate to get Pages to wave through it.
Victor Scott has a single tonight. Tell you how the game has changed in the 21 World Series. Ian Anderson in game 3 pitched 5 no-hit innings in the World Series and was taken out of the game.
Well, World Series, different animal too, isn't it?
Yep.
Use your matchup, use your fresh arms.
That's it.
I'd say it worked out quite well.
Tommy John surgery in early April of 2023. The Angels acquired him on March 23rd for Jose Suarez. And a swing and a miss. Victor Scott with a changeup has been problematic for the Cardinals in this series, and it has been for them against Anderson. 2 strikeouts on that pitch. As Mason Winn digs in 0 for 2. Here's Jim Hayes.
Yeah, Mason off to a slow start this season, but nothing he hasn't been through before. He told me last year was actually the first year I started off pretty hot. He said, ever since that, at every single level, I struggled early. It's not something I want to get used to, but I've dealt with it before, and I eventually figured things out. Chip, the thing Ali Marmol loves about what Mason's doing, it hasn't impacted his attitude. He's upbeat, ready to go. He's not looking down at all.
Or his defense too, Jim. Sometimes you see that with young players, right? They struggle at the plate and then they struggle on defense.
And he's focused on winning games. This is a young guy who's really mature, and you see that maturity when guys struggle at the plate.
Anderson's changeup is thrown harder than Kyle Hendricks' fastball. So that's a different look for the Cardinals. 2 balls and a strike. Sharply hit, but right to first, and Shanuel has that. And Mason Winn's rough luck continues with a 1-2-3 home 7th.
The roar is back in Motown.
Right now in Major League Baseball, we have a new Tiger King.
Tarek Skubal owns this mound.
Look at him walking off the mound. This guy's a nightmare.
This kid's special, doing it all.
Riley Green saves the day.
Does everything on the field, plays great defense, can steal bags.
He's a monster.
If I'm on time, I know my swing is going to be in the best spot possible for me to hit the ball.
Riley Green tears into another one.
That's the Tigers, baby.
There's a unicorn in Hollywood.
The lineup we know is incredibly deep. But that starting rotation is unlike anything I can remember.
I got them running the National League.
I think this is the first of like 4 or 5 straight world championships.
This is just an incredible wealth of riches.
He's in a world of his own. Strike 3 swinging. It's a dozen strikeouts for Tyler Glasnow. Walk-off win.
If you're just joining us at 8:30 Central Time, well, shame on you. You've missed a pretty good game to this point. It's a 3-2 Angels lead, however, in the second of 3 in St. Louis.
It's been a very well-pitched game. Both starters, Hendricks and Liberatore, solid. Jordan Walker with a nice day. 92 gets called. That slider right there off the plate. Strike 1. I like what Leahy brings. He's got good stuff. He's got the ability to give you multiple innings out of the bullpen. Can be a bridge guy. Can also see his role evolving throughout the season.
Three up, 3 down in the 7th inning for Dusty Blake's reliever. Now Adele digs in and pops it out of play. The trouble you have when you face the Angels in a game like this, they have a really tough combination at the end of the game in Ben Joyce and Kenley Jansen. And it's Joyce who can throw 104 miles an hour getting loose. And he will have the top of the order coming up in the 8th inning.
Yeah, certainly going to be a little different feel than the beginning of the game against Kyle Hendricks. Going to have to get geared up early against Ben Joyce. Let him supply the power, though.
Another ground ball to third. Arenado's going to need to restitch the glove. He's been busy. And makes the play to retire Adele for the 3rd time. And Leahy, everything on the ground. 4 up, 4 down. Here's Tim Anderson. That's fouled away. Anderson now 0-2. That got a piece of Pages on the way by. That doesn't feel good on a cold night. Cardinals are racking up ground balls in this game. That's good to see. 12 of the 22 outs tonight on the ground. 6 of them to Arenado at third base.
Yeah, keep him busy. That is a recipe for success in the infield.
One ball, 2 strikes. Victor Scott has swung way around toward right field in center for the Cardinals. You see that well-worn patch of grass where the center fielders stand. Generally speaking, he's about 10 yards away from that.
In that off gap, slider away, probably would end up, if he gets it in the air, taking it that way. One just missed. 95 looked like it may have got a piece of the corner. Let's take a look at this one. Chevy pitch track. Maybe the problem was wanted it up, and that movement back there didn't get the call by Doug Eddings behind the plate.
Reds lost today. That's good news. Nathan Eovaldi, a complete game, 99 pitches for Texas. And a swing and a miss. First strikeout for Leahy. He's set down 5 in a row.
How about the action on this sinker from Leahy? 96 miles an hour, just boring in on the right-hander Anderson.
So Leahy facing Ward now. He singled and scored. He had the second of 4 straight hits for the Angels in the 3rd inning off Liberatore. Crowning blow, a double by Mike Trout. And that's been all the Halos have needed tonight behind Hendricks and Ian Anderson. Then you figure if this score holds, you'll see Joyce and Jansen for the final 2 innings. Well, maybe a triple-digit fastball is exactly what the Cardinals offense needs to see.
Well, the idea is still going to be the same. Nice and easy, bad to the ball. I thought they had a nice approach against Hendricks, even though he was able to keep them off balance for the most part. Cardinals have still scattered 7 hits in this one.
Another play for Arenado. Throws on the run and in time. What a night for Arenado. He has vacuumed up everything. Top of the order coming up for the Redbirds. We got a 3-2 game and some heats coming in from the Angels bullpen. We'll find out next.
It's a great night for baseball.
This matchup features some of the best talent in the game. A lot of power, a lot of marquee names.
Here we go. Buckle up, folks. There's a guy who wants to be in the spotlight. The bats have come alive. A showstopper. We're just playing Powerball.
This place doesn't know what hit him.
These teams are entertaining, are they not?
The show continues. Experience game-to-game coverage of the night's biggest moments, live and commercial-free. MLB Network Strike Zone, Wednesday and Friday nights all season.
Off Base is coming in a brand new format. Join Lauren Gardner and Xavier Scruggs as they explore all the baseball buzz across social media, pop culture, and around the majors. The Off Base Podcast, all season long, only on MLB Network.
Time for our All-State Good Hands plays of the game. Who better than Nolan Arenado?
He has been busy over there at third base and has looked fantastic. He makes that plate look easy. That's an in-between hop. He's got to pick it. He's got to make the throw on the run, and he did so easily.
So Nootbaar leads off the 8th inning. New pitcher for the Halos. This is right-hander Ben Joyce, the Tennessee Fireman. That's right. Threw a college pitch at 105.5 miles an hour, and that is not a misprint. One of the biggest fastballs in the game. There you go, 102, and he and Ryan Helsley neck and neck in velo.
Yeah, got some flamethrowers on this list, and it really is firm, and firmer when it comes to Joyce. Mainly four-seam and sinker mix. Does it? He's got a slider. He's got a changeup. Really does not throw them a ton.
One ball, two strikes. Line into left center field, down for a hit. Nootbaar thought about two, but slams on the brakes. That pitch 102 miles an hour. And Nootbaar represents the tying run, a leadoff single.
Again in the approach with these Cardinals hitters and Nootbaar. Look, he's got two strikes on him, inside out on 102, and drives it the other way to get things started here in the 8th.
So like I said, maybe a big fastball is what these Cardinals hitters need to see. You know, Burleson can turn one around. And way outside, one ball, no strikes. Angels got this kid in the 3rd round of the draft in 2022. Now gets to learn under Kenley Jansen late in the game. There's that sinker or slider. Nootbaar a short lead at first. Little chopper right side. That is going to advance the runner. So Burleson a productive out. Now Brendan Donovan bats. Cardinals are 1 for 6 so far tonight with a runner in scoring position. Time to change that. Donovan 0 for 3, his 8-game hit streak perhaps on the line here. Little chopper. Tough play at second. Rengifo throws across his body. And the runner Nootbaar to third. Now 2 men are out. Well, Arenado's done it all with the leather. Let's see if that improved bat speed can time one of those heaters and get this baby tied up.
Well, that right there is a significant jump in bat speed for Arenado. Over a 3-mile-an-hour jump here in 2025. He looks healthy and just getting to pitches. His home run this year was 98 miles an hour up and in. A pitch that he wouldn't have gotten to a year ago. He's just moving well.
Tying run 90 feet away for the Cardinals. 3-2 game. Left hand hitting Nolan Gorman waits on deck. He too can't hit anybody's fastball. They don't think Arenado can pull one of these pitches to the gap in left center. I hope they're wrong. The pitch made him throw a strike.
Taking some off with a couple of sinkers, well located. That one 95 in on the hands.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Little roller right side, race to the bag. Sean Ewell, long throw. The ball sails into the Cardinals dugout, and the game is tied at 3. You knew that was trouble as soon as Shanuel dropped down that arm and tried to sling it over to Ben Joyce. Another example, Brad, of just put the ball in play. And so the Cardinals get a huge break to tie it at 3.
That was a big-time break for sure, and that was a play that he had a little bit more time than he gave himself on that throw. It's a difficult one, right? It's one you got to feed it out in front of him.
So let's see what Ron Washington does here. There's nobody up in the bullpen. I would imagine in a spot like this, Brady, you say to your pitcher, you did your job. Now let's end the inning.
Bear down, right? And this is a spot right here where the Cardinals were given a gift with that one. Now, how do they capitalize on it? Gorman's been swinging the bat well. You got their closer, Kenley Jansen, who was ready. He was looming out there for the 9th inning. Hopefully he can take a seat for the rest of the night.
Now remember, on the throw at first, the ball went into the dugout, so Arenado gets second base. Here's a spot where a base hit could give you the lead. Ryan Helsley getting ready just in case.
We wonder, too, how much of that conversation is, all right, left-hander up here, you have a base open. Be very, very careful. Maybe try to get him to expand.
Another chopper. Rengifo handles this one, and that will retire the side. The Cardinals get a gift, and it pays off. Game tied 3-3 as we head to the 9th.
Should have used tick pick.
Wait, what'd you say?
Tick pick. Look.
Oh, whoa, whoa, dude.
What? There are no hidden fees. What'd you guys think I said?
Oh, tick pick. I thought you said.
Yordan Alvarez is just becoming this consistent hitting machine.
The big man who wears 44 is 4 for 4.
Face of the franchise, everything that is Houston now.
He's top 5 in every category for the Houston Astros historically.
Always just assume they're going to play in the ALCS.
There's no effort. Boom.
And you can kiss that goodbye. That's a game winner.
Late inning heroics once again. He's a legend.
Unbelievable.
Baseball on FanDuel Sports Networks, brought to you by Rally House, your city, your house, Rally House. And opening week is presented by PNC Bank. Brilliantly boring since 1865. Cardinals get a rally thanks to an Angels error. That ties the game 3-3. And now Ryan Helsley will come on to face the 2-3-4 hitters for the Angels in the top of the 9th.
Well, a historic season last year for Ryan Helsley. A great start to 2025. We saw him last night, a scoreless 9th inning, 2 strikeouts. He's got 5 strikeouts in 2 innings pitched so far.
First pitch swing. That's a roller to first, and Helsley handles that easily. 1 pitch and 1 out. Let's not forget the job Kyle Leahy did, Brad. 2 perfect innings of relief with 5 groundouts.
Yeah, no, he did a great job. He was mixing up his pitches well. He was aggressive with him. He did use that defense behind him. We talked about it, that bridge, right? That's such an important job, especially a tight game like that, to be able to keep it there.
Mike Trout, 2 RBIs tonight, 3-3 game. He's 1 for 3 overall. And right over the top, Helsley at 97, a strike. Disappearing slider, 0-2.
Well, invisible. He wanted it down and away. That's exactly where Pages behind the plate got it.
Soler is next, but first the 0-2 pitch to Trout. What's been so fun about Helsley is not just the end result, but the way he's done it, Brad. His last 9 appearances, 16 strikeouts, no walks.
Yeah, he's just pumping it. He's pumping strike. And the thing is, too, you have so little time to make a decision, right? These hitters have to pick up the ball right out of his hand.
So Helsley's job, keep the Halos at bay here and turn things over to Walker, Pages, and Scott for the bottom of the 9th inning. Cardinals have out hit the Angels 8-6. Trout was late. And that's out of play on the bounce.
Well, Helsley, I think effectively there changes the eye level, changes the speed with that one. It'd go right back to that slider, down and away. He tried to muscle up on that fastball, wanted to go up above the zone with that one, just overcooked it.
So it's 2-2. Good take. So an 8-pitch at bat coming for Mike Trout. It's a full count. Popped him up. Who wants this? Mason and Donovan. It's going to be Brendan, and he'll handle Trout for out number 2. Hope you'll stick around for Plaza Tire Service Live post-game. Alexa Dat and Ricky Horton will break down a good night for Jordan Walker and a quality night indeed for Matthew Liberatore, the Cardinals starter, who had 6 innings, struck out 4 and walked none. Soler's 0 for 3.
Pretty healthy rip right there by Jorge Soler. With that backup slider, maybe got away with one right there.
The 0-2 pitch. Sonny Gray and Yusei Kikuchi here tomorrow. First pitch at 12:15. Then the Cardinals head to Boston and Pittsburgh for our first frozen road trip. Broken bat maybe, and we'll try again 0-2.
It should be a fun trip. 2 great cities. Yep. I don't know about this early in the season, though. Could be a little chilly.
It'll be the home opener for the Red Sox,
That'll
too.
Be fun.
That'll be fun at Fenway. Then we'll get our first peek at the Pirates, who've been running like crazy.
Boy, haven't they? They're stealing bases left and right.
Not sure if we'll get Paul Skeens in that series. Remember, the Cardinals handed Skeens 2 losses last year. But still a great pitcher. The 0-2. Strike 3 at 100. Soler couldn't pull the trigger. The Cardinals bullpen has been perfect through 3 tonight. Let's see if the Redbirds can walk it off in the bottom of the 9th.
Should have used tick pick.
Wait, what'd you say?
Tick pick. Look.
Oh, whoa, whoa, dude.
What? There are no hidden fees. What'd you guys think I said?
Oh, tick pick. I thought you said.
This is a guy who has MVP-type potential.
Luis Robert is one of the most talented players in the league.
Great nickname, La Pantera. He has the potential to be a 30-30 guy that can knock in 95 to 100 runs.
As a fan of the game, there's nobody I enjoy watching in center field than Mr. Luis Robert.
Man, these seats. Right? I wonder how the other guys are doing.
I spent hours finding a deal on these. Trash.
You should have used Game Time. The easiest way to find only the best deals for the best seats with their Game Time picks. What time is it? Game Time.
Great game on the banks of the mighty Mississippi tonight. 3-3 as we head to the bottom of the ninth inning. If the Cardinals are to walk off, Brad, they're going to have to do it against a future Hall of Famer. Kenley Jansen is the next to answer a Chevy call to the bullpen.
Kenley Jansen sitting on 449 saves. Obviously not a save situation here for him, but one of the best in the business. For some reason or another, though, the Cardinals over the years been good against him. A 5.79 ERA against St. Louis. How about Jordan Walker, Chip? He's your Budweiser play of the game. His second hit of the day, a long one to dead center field.
Some of those problems Kenley Jansen had against the Cardinals, you might recall, came as a member of the Red Sox. The first year with the pitch clock, the Cardinals really did a good job of getting into Kenley Jansen's head with the timing. And I think he blew 2 saves up at Fenway Park a couple of years ago. But that's his bread and butter pitch, the cutter. Kenley Jansen.
It's no mystery, right? You know what you're going to get, but it is not that easy to square it up.
No balls, 2 strikes. Jansen has led his league in saves twice, 24 of them in the COVID season with the Dodgers, 54 saves with the Braves in 2022. Jansen in his age 37 season, his first with the Angels, already 2 saves in 2 games this year. Those against the White Sox. Here he tries to force extra innings. The pitch. And a swing and a miss. Walker down on strikes, cutter after cutter, and there's your first out. Pedro Pajes is next. He's 1 for 3 with a 4th inning single. Out of play, foul. Kenley Jansen also a terrific musician. He's a bass player and actually travels with the bass guitar and an amplifier. He's put together a record or 2. Big into music.
That's awesome. It's good to have a hobby, and then you travel with a guitar at times.
Yeah. He's talented. I'm not. Pitch. Line toward right. Long run Trout heading to the corner, and he's going to get there. So Pajes gave it a ride. Trout with a nice running catch, and it's up to Victor Scott if the Cardinals are to win this in regulation. Another 1 for 3 game for Victor Scott. He also stole a base back in the 2nd inning. Generous call there for a strike. Jansen's a big dude, 6'5", 265 pounds. Might recall in Curacao, he was a catcher.
I think he made a wise decision.
I'll say 1 ball, 1 strike. Memory serves, he played on the same baseball team as Andrelton Simmons. Remember the terrific shortstop Simmons?
Oh, yeah. Got a feeling they probably won a lot.
Two balls and a strike. And that's in for a 2-2 count. Ryan Fernandez is up in the Cardinals bullpen. Looks like he'll come on in the 10th unless Victor Scott ends things here with 2 outs. Little pop into center, and Joe Adell is going to handle that. Kenley Jansen, 11 pitches in a 1-2-3 ninth. We've got extra innings for the 2nd straight day in St. Louis. It's a 3-3 score.
The face of the game of baseball is running through this guy right here.
That dude has electricity coming out of his pores.
You're changing the sport, man. I just go out there every day and give them 100%.
Every day he does something that draws your attention.
Green is cooking with gas.
It feels like he's finally put it all together. I think Hunter Green's about to become a super ace of a playoff team. That's what the Cincinnati Reds are going to be in 2025.
Off Base is coming in a brand new format. Join Lauren Gardner and Xavier Scruggs as they explore all the baseball buzz across social media, pop culture, and around the majors. The Off Base Podcast, all season long, only on MLB Network. Off Base is coming in a brand new format. Join Lauren Gardner and Xavier Scruggs as they explore all the baseball buzz across social media, pop culture, and around the majors. The Off Base Podcast, all season long, only on MLB Network.
The Angels couldn't handle a ground ball to first, and that turns Brad into the game-tying run.
Yeah, it was Shanuel over there trying to make the throw to Ben Joyce on the run. He couldn't hit him. It ends up going into the dugout. Lars Nootbaar comes around to score to knot things up, and that is where we stand here in extra innings. A nice outing by Matthew Liberatore. First turn around the rotation, solid for the Cardinals, and Jordan Walker continues his hot start, 2 for 4, adding his first home run of 2025.
So in the 10th inning, you've got the free base runner. It's Kyron Paris who can fly. He pinch runs for Jorge Soler. And Ryan Fernandez is the third man to answer a Chevy call to the bullpen.
Ryan Fernandez in the game yesterday ended up giving one up. He'd love a clean frame here. Not easy task with that automatic runner at second base.
What do you think of that? You think we'll see any change in that in baseball? Maybe do it in the 11th inning instead of the 10th?
Maybe. I don't think there's been a huge clamoring for it at this point. I feel like it has saved pitching staffs. True. And it's one of those things where the games have sped up a little bit, and they've looked to do that as well. I will say, just being more of a traditionalist, I don't love it. Right? I like to earn that run, but there is some strategy involved in it as well. What about you? You like it?
I do. Like I said, I'd like to see maybe go through the 10th inning before you use it, but I understand you have limits on the number of pitchers you can use on your roster, so burning up the bullpen is never a good idea. 3 balls and a strike and a full count. Same pitch, but different call. Moncada is 0 for 3. And he just took ball 4. So first and second, nobody out. And here's d'Arnaud, catcher. He's a double play candidate. But again, as I said, in a spot like this, do not throw him a meatball on the first pitch.
Yeah, you just never know. Might let it go, and this does. We saw it last night with Kevin Newman up. Changes the math a little bit on a bunt if you want to lay one down. You got runners at first and second if it's successful. Second and third with 1 out. It's not a terrible proposition.
9 o'clock at the ballpark. d'Arnaud takes a strike. Paris can fly at second. Moncada good speed at first. Both getting big leads with nobody out. Did it go? Yep. 0-2. Cardinals have done a good job of getting the ball on the ground in this game. 14 groundouts. Fernandez would love 2 for the price of 1 here. Or a strikeout for that matter.
Now finish this one off. Maybe get another ground ball off the bat of Shanuel, who's grounded out 3 times.
Another pop fly, long run. This one is over the netting into the seats. d'Arnaud, a Silver Slug Award winner for the Braves in 2020, made the All-Star team in 2022. No balls, 2 strikes. Popped him up. Infield fly, perhaps. That is the call. And d'Arnaud's retired for out number 1. Love it when infield flies are on the infield. Now Shanuel is up. A double play gets you out of the inning.
Still, huh? Still.
Can't let it go.
It was pretty obvious.
Well, you know what Shanuel's thinking about here. Making up for the bad throw to first.
Oh, I thought he was thinking about grounding another one over to Donnie at second.
That would work
seen
too.
Him 3 times.
And he hit into a double play in his middle at bat tonight and takes a strike. Good curveball.
Yeah, it's a tight breaking ball. It's down, it's in. There's room inside there. I know he crowds the plate. I like that spot to go, especially 0-2. I think you can throw that breaking ball right off of it again.
He is a double play candidate if you can get soft contact. The pitch. Tried to. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Good call, Brad. That was a breaking ball, slider. In the same spot as that heat. Now what do you throw?
Look, I think that right now, I think that I would go back to the well again. I'd go right back with that slider down.
In the air, down the right field line, near the line, and foul.
Went back to the slider, left it up a little bit, but ended up catching Shanuel just a tad bit out in front, did Fernandez. Now I think you go back to that heat, speed him up. Feel like down and away with a fastball here. You can get your swing and miss, or you can get your ground ball to the right side. He's done that 3 times.
Breaking ball whacked toward right center. Victor on the run, not going to get that. That's going to roll all the way to the wall. Shanuel has 2. He's chugging for 3, and the Angels have a 5-3 lead.
Well, you saw before the pitch, Pedro Paez tapped the ground. He wanted him to bury it. He left it up. This one right here, you see Victor Scott. It's going to be a tough play either way, but comes in across instead of angling back. That'd have been the only way he had a chance on that ball, and Shanuel clears the bases.
So a triple. And the Angels lead it 5-3. Infield comes in for Tim Anderson. Excuse me, Joe Adell is next. I beg your pardon. That's low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Adell has played Pepper at third base 3 times. Angels bullpen is busy. Good stop on a backhand from Paez. That was fortunate. Garrett McDaniels is getting loose. Base hit, 6-3. So the infield in helps Adell. And the Angels are enjoying baseball heaven. They've won 5 in a row in this ballpark. They lead 6-3, and there's still only 1 out in the 10th.
A curve ball just rolled up there, left it up. Hard hit ball through that left side. Cardinals need to stop the bleeding here and hopefully got a little magic of their own.
Just goes to show you big league hitters hit mistakes. And Ryan's left a couple of pitches up in the zone, and the Halos haven't missed them. So now action in the Cardinals bullpen begins. John King playing catch in a big hurry. And Ryan having one of those nights where nothing's working. Two balls, 1 strike. Paez got nailed again. 2-2.
He's had a couple of those that have been right off. And this one looks like it catches him in the knee. He's had one off the foot.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Up the middle, Donovan to second for 1, and to first. It's a double play. The Angels get 3 in the 10th and take a 6-3 lead.
Never clean your gutters again with LeafGuard. LeafGuard's seamless design keeps leaves, pests, and sediment out while directing water away from your home, giving you peace of mind that your home and family are protected from water damage with the industry's premier maintenance-free gutter system. Call 844-6LeafGuard right now for a free estimate and save 20% plus $500 off your purchase and installation. LeafGuard. Get it today, protected for life.
Talent-wise, with the Correas and the Royce Lewises and the Buxtons firing at the height of their power, they're probably the most talented team.
Royce Lewis puts his team on top.
Postseason monster, we all know that.
Grand slam, Carlos Correa.
With Byron Buxton, it's the tools, the speed, the power.
He knows one speed, and that's to go get it.
I think that we're a great team. I think we know we're a great team.
The Twins have the most talent in that division.
As we head to the bottom of the 10th inning, new pitcher for the Angels is Garrett McDaniels, who made his major league debut here last night and worked a scoreless 8th inning. We were both really impressed with the young arms the Angels have.
Yeah, they were rolling them out, and McDaniels among my favorites that we saw last night. The 25-year-old left-hander, a Rule 5 pickup here by the Angels from the Dodgers. Pitched predominantly in A-ball a year ago, had 2 outings in Double-A, but he was impressive. A lot of sink from him. Sinker, changeup, a lot of things moving away from the right-handed batter.
So Mason Winn will get things started. Cardinals need a rally. Victor Scott is your free base runner. Couple things in play as we relive what just took place. The Cardinals have substituted defensively in tight or close or tied games with Michael Ciani in center, with Victor moving over to right. That didn't happen. We'll find out after the game on post-game show what Ollie's thinking was on that. Whether Ciani's out there or Scott's out there, that ball was tattooed from Shawniwell.
It was certainly a mistake, but it one where every once in a while that thing is corralled out there, but not an easy play by any stretch of the imagination.
And so here's the start. McDaniels in back-to-back days will now face the top of the order, and Lars Nootbaar representing the tying run.
Well, this right here, this is a veteran manager going out to talk to a young man in a spot. We saw this last night with Ron Washington as well. It was Ryan Johnson trying to close things out and just settled the young man down early on.
Well, another good night for Lars Nootbaar. He's 2 for 4 and scored the game tying run in the 8th inning. Slings that one in for a strike. Luken Baker's grabbed a bat. He's on deck. Cardinals trying to give us a finish. They've got a shot. Tying run at the plate. Nobody out. Good slider. This kid's got good stuff.
He does. Been hanging with that one too, trying to stay away from Lars Nootbaar, trying to see if they can make him beat them to left field, go the other way. We know the pull side power that Noot has.
And that shaves off the outside corner. Nootbaar didn't think so. And after the pep talk, McDaniels gets strike 3 and now runs into Luken Baker.
Steady diet of sliders and does get the call. This one very close away.
Well, McDaniels not out of the woods yet. Luken Baker. This is why Luken made the team. He could change the score in the blink of an eye. He tried to, but a 93-mile-an-hour sinker, tough to elevate. Even count.
Big rip right there by Luken Baker. 34 home runs a year ago. Looking for one in this spot. That would be nice. Couldn't pull the trigger there on that sinker. Middle up.
Everybody moves up. That's a huge play. It takes away the double play.
Well, McDaniels lost this slider right out of the hand. Ended up right off the Busch Stadium logo. Got a couple closer.
Even count. Now it's full. Well, put him on and let's see what Donnie can do. He's on deck. Line drive left field. That's down for a base hit. That's going to score two. Baker on his way to second. He's got a pinch hit, two-run double.
This ball is torched, two off the bat of Luke and Baker. After seeing a couple of sliders, a sinker. It's up, it's in. He gets the hands to it, drives it right in the gap to bring in a pair. Nice pinch hit at bat. Baker's going to be lifted. Pinch runner Michael Ciani is going to check in for him at second base. So the Cardinals got a burner out there in scoring position.
Well, a hit ties the game. A long ball wins the game. Everybody up at Busch. And that buzzed the tower. There is nobody up in the Angels bullpen. Another great game at Busch Stadium tonight. Cardinals trying to come back and even the series. Pickoff play and easily back is Ciani. Feet away.
This one, a slider that d'Arnaud just couldn't handle behind the plate.
On a knee, had to reach across, couldn't get there. A pass ball brings the infield in. Now a fly ball could tie it up. Ball four, they're at the corners. The Angels bullpen just started working again. And now here's Arenado. He's got a chance to be the hero tonight. He's 0 for 4. Got a lefty staring at Arenado, at Donovan at first base. If you think about a steal, that's problematic. And Ron Washington now with his young pitcher McDaniels facing the minimum of 3. He's going to bring in Ryan Johnson, the 22-year-old kid who looked so very good last night. Cardinals giving us a finish tonight. Fun game, first and third. Winning runs aboard. It's 6-5 in the 10th.
There's certain players in every lineup that make the lineup go. Speed, power, he is a difference maker.
Ketel Marte, he's done it one more time.
The best second baseman in the game, that's Ketel Marte.
There goes Corbin.
Just incredible speed.
He wants to bury people. He just doesn't want to beat you. He wants to drive you into the ground.
Sticks alive.
They're tearing the cover off the ball.
We play to win. We've played that way all year. I guess this is just another example of that. We know what's in that locker room. We know the heart we have.
This is a guy who has MVP type potential.
Luis Robert is one of the most talented players in the league.
Great nickname, La Pantera.
Hendricks.
Can do it anywhere on the field.
He has the potential to be a 30-30 guy that can knock in 95 to 100 runs.
fan of the game, there's nobody I enjoy watching in center field than Mr. Luis Robert.
La Pantera. Well, we saw this young man last night. He's a remarkable story, Brad, out of Dallas Baptist University. And he's already picked up a save in his first 2 big league games.
You talk about the grind that it takes to get to the major leagues. He didn't do that. He didn't pitch in the minor leagues at all. Made his professional debut, made his big league debut this year, and did pick up the save. He looked confident last night. He inherits a bit of a mess here. First and third, 1 out. Tying run in Ciani over at third.
And you've got a right-hander on the mound now. Would you send Donovan to stay out of the double play? Not on the first pitch. He's getting a big lead. And Arenado has a huge hole on the right side of the Angels infield.
Another thing to factor in with that too, Johnson very fast to the plate. He's got that muted leg kick, kind of a slide step, makes it tougher to run on.
Swing and a miss. Beauty here for the Cardinals with the speed of Ciani. If you hit a fly ball with any depth, you've got a great chance to get it tied. And Arenado, Brad knows all about that.
Well, 76 of them in his career sac flies. That's the most among active players.
Ground ball, base hit, we're tied. Donovan around second, on his way to third. Trout's throw, not cut off. Arenado goes the other way to tie it at 6.
That is winning baseball. You see that stroke by Nolan Arenado? Right side is wide open, and he guides this ball right through it. Intent in the swing, tries to go the other way, and executes it perfectly.
There's nothing better than going first to third. And that's where the Cardinals have him for Gorman. A fly ball here could win you the game.
Want to talk about some fight in a team. They got punched in the face and they punched right back.
And the Angels are going to go with Jordan Walker, righty here. They don't want to mess with Gorman. Now that loads the bases. Remember, in this inning, there's been a wild pitch and a pass ball too. So a Cardinal at every base. The only runner that matters is Donovan at third, Arenado at second, Gorman aboard, and here's Walker, who's had a big night. Quick pitch, and in for a strike. Infield is in for the Angels. As hard as Walker hits the ball, he's got a lot of angles to play with. But he's behind 0-2. Whoa, what a stop by Darno. That saved the game. Now it's 1-2 for Walker. High pop. Trout playing shallowly and right. He's under. Donovan at third is going to tag, come halfway. The throw way high, but Darno able to corral that. So Walker got it in the air, but it was hit too shallowly to bring home the winning run. And now it is up to Ivan Herrera, it appears. He's going to pinch hit. So Herrera will be the 9th Cardinal to come to the plate in the 10th inning. Now the infield can back up with 2 outs. Same with the outfield. Herrera's off to a good start. He's hitting .400 on the season. And in for a strike. Well, you're right about Johnson. It is nice and fluid and very quick to the plate.
It's just funky. You don't see a guy that has the mechanics like him very often. So difficult to time.
Ground ball left side. Moncada fires to second in time, and the game continues to the 11th. The Angels scored 3. The Cardinals score 3, and we head to the 11th in game 2.
That starting rotation, it doesn't get better than that.
Dominating night from Logan Gilbert.
Trying to be out there and take the ball as much as I can.
Swing and a miss against Luis Castillo.
It's wipeout stuff. He's a legit ace.
Talk about depth. The Mariners really have.
What a masterpiece from George Kirby.
Just trying to go out there and give my team the best chance to win.
Julio Rodriguez is an absolute superstar out there in center field.
Go my zone, Julio.
Once I go, I just want to have everything ready.
Guy's dangerous.
Julio.
Let's talk Orioles, a powerhouse and getting better.
They have a lot of young players, and you know they're going to take another step.
High, deep, way out of here. That ball was barbecue.
Leave it up to the kid to do something special.
These guys are superstar players.
Talk about smacking the opponent in the mouth from pitch 1.
That's the day in, day out, and finding a way to win.
They've done an incredible job of bringing up this homegrown talent.
Take a bow, young man. The good vibes are back in Baltimore.
Big 10 here on FanDuel Sports Network in St. Louis. Chip and Brad with you. Jim Hayes along as well. What a game. What a 10th inning. The Halos scored 3. The Cardinals answered with 3 themselves. And now Chris Roycroft on to pitch. He is the 4th man to answer a Chevy call to the bullpen.
Well, Chris Roycroft, 3rd game of the season. We saw him last night. Very efficient. 6 pitches, 5 strikes for Roycroft. Picking up right where he left off in spring training. Our automatic runner here in the 11th, Tim Anderson, the veteran at second base.
2 changes defensively for the Cardinals other than Roycroft. Ivan Herrera is checked in behind the plate. And the Redbirds have a new first baseman, Wilson Contreras. Plan was to give him the total day off, unless, of course, something like this comes about.
Well, exactly. Ollie told us I'm do everything I can to not have him in there. Didn't want him to even be thinking about having to be ready. But when extras call, so does Ollie on Contreras. And you know that he's dialed in, ready.
Contreras will be in the number 2 spot on the Cardinals lineup card, which means he would be due 4th in the bottom of the 11th inning. So that could turn out to be a big scenario. 1 ball, 2 strikes from Roycroft. Ward stays alive. He singled and scored back in the 3rd inning. The Angels got 3 in the 3rd, 3 in the 10th. But the Cardinals came roaring right back. A pinch hit double from Baker and a great piece of hitting from Nolan Arenado to tie it up. So this becomes a very big pitch. Don't want to walk Taylor Ward. Sharply hit. Contreras smothered that, but a productive out. Good play And Anderson 90 feet away with 1 out.
Well, definitely gets the job done, and so does Contreras. Perfectly played right there. Knows he's got all the time in the world to keep it in front of him.
And now Rengifo, the switch hitter, who's 2 for 4 tonight. Cardinals bring their infield in with 1 out. But popped up. Can anybody catch it? Yeah, Herrera does. Might remember in Anaheim last year, the Halos messed up a bunt play, and Ron Washington wasn't happy about that. You know, he's not happy about this either.
The first rule about bunting is you try to bunt strikes. This one was a little bit off the plate away. Didn't get it out there. It wasn't a full-on squeeze at this point.
So Roycroft now gets to face Mike Trout. Not sure if Mike ever played in the Frontier Leagues, but here they are squaring off in the show in St. Louis in extra innings. And a good stop. 2 balls, no strikes. If you don't want to mess with Trout, you've got Kyron Paris waiting on deck. That might be the case here. Don't let the superstar beat you, especially with the youngster waiting on deck. And yeah, the Cardinals are going to go ahead and put him off.
That's a good call. Instead of trying to throw that one and be perfect, just take it out of his hands right there. Let him worry about the next guy.
So Kyron Paris riding a 3-game hit streak. Had a triple here last night. That tied the game. He had a super spring after batting 118 in the major leagues last year. So this youngster got a taste of it, worked hard in the offseason, and here he is. He'll try to be a hero in the 11th. He does not get cheated. Cardinals play him as a dead pull hitter on the infield. And Roycroft just missed. 1 ball, 1 strike. Anderson, the man that matters, 90 feet away in a 6-6 game. That was nasty. 1-2.
How about this bad boy? The sinker from Roycroft starts in on the corner and just keeps on coming in. By the time you start to swing, there is no stopping that. There is no hitting that pitch.
1 more strike to get. Trout takes off, and the pitch line to right field, a base hit. Angels take the lead 7-6, a 2-strike hit from Kyron Paris. It's 7-6.
I'll tell you what, this kid has stepped up the last couple of nights. Tied the game yesterday with a triple late, and now stays on one. Fastball 91, no, slider maybe 91, out on that corner.
So Trout running with the pitch makes it to third base. Got to keep an eye on Paris too. He can fly. And the struggles of the Angels with runners in scoring position have ended tonight. No throw from the Cardinals. Paris in scoring position. That takes away the force play. And a hit could score 2. Angels 5 for 9 with runners in scoring position tonight. inside the bag. Moncada will drive home 2 more. He's on his way to second. So all of this with 2 outs.
Well, certainly can't take anything for granted in this game. This ball was off the plate away, but it was elevated enough for him to be able to get the bat to it right down the line, keeps it fair, drives in a pair, and it's another 3 in the 11th for the Angels.
Wow. 9-6. And here's d'Arnaud. So we look ahead to the bottom of the 11th inning. The guys that got the rally started will be the guys coming up. Scott, Winn, Nootbaar, then Contreras. A ball and a strike. That sinker's been pretty good for Roycroft. Let's see if he can throw it again and end the inning. Two balls, 2 strikes. Not only have the Angels done a good job with runners in scoring position, Brad, they have 4 hits, 6 RBIs with Rispin 2 outs tonight.
That's huge. Huh? They've stepped up big time. The rookie Johnson is pacing in the dugout.
In the air to right. That'll carry out to Walker near the line, heading to foul ground. He's got it, and that will retire the side. Well, we've done it once. Let's see if we can do it again. Last time the Angels scored 3, the Cardinals did the same. Bottom of the 11th is coming up.
Your day in baseball starts with MLB Central.
Let's get it started.
Lead off your morning with in-depth breakdowns.
Perfect balance.
Boom. Interviews with the players.
Get back to the fastballs. I know what that passion feels like.
And a little bit.
Keeping.
You behave properly.
Hey.
Of everything else.
Come on, Marlins.
The window seats are. The baseball day begins with MLB Central. Weekdays at 10 a.m. Eastern. Only on MLB Network.
If you're not watching this show, you're the problem.
The MLB Network podcast is here. Join your favorite on-air personalities for unique perspectives, in-depth interviews, and untold stories from on and off the field. The MLB Network podcast, presented by New Balance. Available wherever you get your podcasts.
And Johnson now has a 3-run lead, but he's got a hot portion of the Cardinals lineup card coming up here in the bottom of the 11th inning. Let's see how he does after an up and down. He had to sit on that dugout bench, Brad, for a good bit on a chilly night. Let's see if that has some effect.
He definitely did. Look, he's got the swagger. He looks like he's ready for it. But we saw him at his best a night ago. Solid, picked up his first save, his first outing of the season. He did have an up and down. It was an inning and 2/3. Gave up 4 hits and 5 earned runs. So it can happen that quickly.
Well, the runner at second is Herrera. Victor Scott the second. has scored a run. Let's find out what this kid on the mound can do. Get him in some trouble. Then after Scott, you've got Winn, Nootbaar, Contreras, Donovan, and Arenado coming up. So we got a ways to go tonight. Angels have used 5 relievers tonight. Borderline call goes the pitcher's way. 2 balls and a strike. Cardinals 3 for 14 tonight with runners in scoring position. They've had chances and have left 8 on base. Mason Winn on deck. First, the 2-2 pitch. A full count. Line into right field. That is down for a base hit. Herrera around third. He will score without a throw. Cardinals pick up a run. 9-7. And speedy Victor Scott is aboard.
Still looking good, swinging it. Cardinals not going away easily. Another hard hit. Ball off the bat of Victor Scott II.
Well, you know, he's got the green light at any time. He's 4 out of 4 in stolen bases. Let's get him in scoring position. Maybe an old hit and run here will get Mason Winn on the beam. He walked and scored in the 10th. Winn late on a cutter, strike 1. Well, you'd love to see Mason stay on a pitch like Arenado did an inning ago. Just lace it to right field. Nothing in 2.
Well, right now, especially what you're talking about, you're thinking right side. Drive something that direction.
That's flipped into center. And Victor retreats to first. There's your first out. So Joe Adell handles that. And we go back to the top in Lars Nootbaar. And Ron Washington calls time. He's got action in his bullpen. Ryan Zephyr-John is coming on. Zephyr-John with an interesting history. We'll talk about that when we return to Busch Stadium. The Cardinals down 2 have the tying run coming to the plate.
Next level. Oh my goodness.
Lots of great baseball coming, and good guess, by the way.
Play baseball like I'm still a young kid, like a little teenager.
Good luck trying to hit that, man. It's unhittable.
How about that? No way! What a moment! A
the show that never ends.
It all starts here, where baseball's next masterpiece comes to life.
Another historic chapter. This is what you've been waiting for. Aaron Judge, Gunnar Henderson, Bobby Winn Jr., Shohei Ohtani.
It's time to unleash the colors of the 2025 season on baseball's center stage. Opening week on MLB Network, presented by Konami.
Ryan Zephyr-John, the 6th reliever for the Angels tonight. He pitched the 7th inning yesterday and faced just one batter. He got Nolan Arenado to pop out.
Well, again, big spot right for Zephyr-John. Look at the numbers in 12 games last season. Very successful. Multi-sport athlete in high school. Played some basketball, the pride of Seaman High School in Topeka, Kansas.
So the big Viking will go to work here. Just in case you wondered, Victor Scott leads at first with 1 out. And a strike. Another multi-hit game for Nootbaar tonight. He scored a run. It's 9-7.
Well, you know, in this spot, Nootbaar as patient as anybody. He's going to make Zephyr-John come to him.
Whistled foul, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
That's the area, you know, he likes to let it fly. That's 98. Big heater by Zephyr-John. Top of the zone, though. Noot handles the ball well there. Let's see if he tries to go back to it.
Line hard toward left. Ward on the run, slowing, and has room. So Nootbaar gave it a ride, and the Cardinals are down to their last out. And it's Wilson Contreras who's looking for his first base hit of the year. See if he can keep the game alive. Again, this was not the plan for the Cardinals. Ali wanted to give Contreras a total day off. And as he said before the game, when you're struggling to have the ball fall for you, situations like this are sometimes worse than not playing at all.
Yeah, well, when you know that you're going to be potentially in a situation like that, it does. It kind of can stress you out. This is one that kind of got thrust upon him late. So let's hope the opposite is true. Got things figured out here, but right now maybe this could be one of these at-bat late that sparks something early here for Contreras.
Need a base runner. Need 2 runs to tie. We've got 1 out left. Crowd still cheering at the ballpark. Scott takes off and out of play. Good rip. Strike 1. What I've noticed from Wilson is right now he hasn't been able to time the off-speed stuff yet.
Well, maybe this different look here of Zephyr-John has been mainly heaters from him. Maybe this could be a good recipe.
No balls, 1 strike. Scott takes off again. They concede the base. His run means nothing at this point. 1 ball, 1 strike. I assume stolen base or defensive indifference. Okay, defensive indifference. There's the breaking ball, or cutter, if you will. And now the Cardinals down to their final strike. swing and a miss. And the Angels, with a 3-run flurry in the 10th and the 11th innings tonight, Brad, have won the series outright. 9-7 our final.
A game that just gets away from the Cardinals late. Bullpen has been so good. Couple of mistakes hurt. They fought back but did not have enough in this one. A well-pitched game early on. Cardinals going to look to salvage it tomorrow with Sonny Gray on the mound.
We will talk about that and recap Game 2 on Plaza Tire Service Live postgame. Alexa Dat and Ricky Horton will have that for you as the Halos celebrate a 9-7 victory in 11 innings. For Brad Thompson and Jim Hayes, I'm Chip Carey. We'll see you here tomorrow afternoon.